What a weekend it was. We used to have this term. Well, I created this term back in during the COVID years. I used to call it Super Wildcat Weekend because, a lot of the fall sports got pushed into the spring during that 2021 cycle. And so we would have these weekends where there would just be like event after event after event after event because you had all the normal winter sports, football or basketball, I should say basketball, but then you also had soccer, you had volleyball, you had all these events. And although most of you couldn't attend these events because they were closed, we were still covering them as members of the media. So you'd like have this list and it'd be like 10 events, gymnastics and men's basketball, women's basketball, all on the same weekend. So I termed it Super Wildcat Weekends. Well, this past weekend was absolutely a Super Wildcat Weekend because there were a slew of events and Arizona won every single one of them. Did not lose a single event this past weekend. It started, we can even say it kind of started on last Wednesday because volleyball played Wednesday at home against BYU, and they got a win that day. And then it just kept rolling. It kept rolling. Women's basketball played Thursday night. They got their first win, beating UC Riverside. And then Friday, volleyball comes back in the morning. Field trip day. And they knock off Texas Tech. And then football takes the field on Saturday. And you heard the dramatic come-from-behind win over Kansas. So they win. Oh, I forgot. Let me backtrack. Friday night, Tommy Lloyd and his basketball team open at home. Forgot about that one. And they win. Then football on Saturday. And then Saturday evening or Saturday afternoon, towards the tail end of the football game, we get word that triathlon has gone up into enemy territory in Tempe and won a second consecutive national championship, beating the Sun Devils on their own course. And then Sunday, Becky Burke and her girls finished things out on the weekend with a victory over UC Irvine. That is about as super a Wildcat weekend as you can absolutely get. Everybody, for the most part. I did not see. I failed in looking to see what I know. Swimming had some matches. I don't know if they won all those matches. However, I know they were playing my alma mater, Southern California. Let's peek real quick because I should have done this beforehand and I did not. So the men won over USC. All right, so we'll add that win to the ledger. And the women also had an opening meet against Southern California, and they lost that on Friday, but they did beat UCLA in their meet against the Bruins on Saturday. So still an unbelievable weekend. Everybody won except for that one hiccup against UCLA in swimming. I'm sorry, against USC in swimming.
They need like a shame cone or something, right? Like the only team on campus to lose all weekend. What's up with that?
Come on, women's swimming. What is going on? How are you going to let my alma mater come in here and do you like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's an amazing the win over Kansas. Maybe signature fourth quarter comeback for Noah Fafita, for Brent Brennan and staff. The triathlon girls repeating DK back-to-back national championships. That's 3 straight for the state of Arizona, and bragging rights over the school up north. Right, 2-1. Is the count scoreboard. But, yeah, I mean, what a great weekend weather-wise. All the other events going on around town. Just an amazing energy in the city of Tucson, the old Pueblo. And great to see the Arizona Wildcats athletic teams all be successful all at once. I can't think of another weekend, DK, in this time of year where you have the football-basketball crossover where you could say that, where they won predominantly every single event that they entered.
It was absolutely fun to watch. It was a fun weekend to watch. So a super Wildcat winning weekend for sure. If you were there, I want to know what events you went to this weekend. Did you go to all of them? I want to hear from the person who made it to all the events.
I want to know if Kelly Wetland is the greatest athlete in Arizona sports history.
The greatest ever.
I mean, let me rephrase that. Greatest athlete is a stretch. Had the greatest individual season in Arizona Wildcats athletic history, because what I mean by that is she didn't lose. This is an event in which 8 teams generally participate, and each team has upwards of 8 athletes participating, right? And she never lost a single event. She finished first place. She swept the entire season in first place.
That was that's definitely going to be up there. Now, that best ever, there's some folks that have got gold medals around their neck. Yeah, so those people.
I've been around for a lot of those gold medals.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just amazing to me in an individual sport that one individual can win. That's like, Usain Bolt type territory. That's Michael Phelps type of stuff, where you're talking about a huge pool of athletes to pick from, and one athlete just rises above the rest time and time again and finishes. Tiger, what was that, 96 Tiger Woods year? Like that whole thing. It's just so rare that an individual can finish at the top every single event that they enter. And apparently it was a photo finish. I mean,
Margareta Rablova gave her a run for her money in the Cats taking the 1-2 spots. She beat her by 10 100ths of a second. So literally just in front of Margareta, who's just a sophomore. So she's going to, I can only imagine that there's going to be an individual title or 2 attached to her name before she's all said and done here. So Kelly finished 1 hour, 2 minutes, and 9 100ths of a second. Margareta finished 1 hour, 2 minutes, and 19 100ths of a second. That's how close it was. Arizona, 5 women in the top 10, and of the 7 that they competed, and they beat the Sun Devils by 27 points. Arizona first, Arizona State second, TCU third, Queens University from Charlotte fourth, South Dakota fifth, and Lenore-Rhyne. I'm not sure. I think Lenore-Rhyne, I think that's in the South somewhere as well. Finished sixth, followed by Wingate, East Tennessee, Denver, and South Florida. So there you have it. Congratulations to Wes Johnson. Wes Johnson is going to join us on the program coming up a little bit later. We will chat with him about his win, his team. But we interviewed Wes when he first got here in August of 2023. So it was a little over 2 years ago. And I want to just play you this little portion of what he said at the very beginning as he was taking over this program, with hopes of making it into something great.
Getting the athletes to the highest level through NCAA and through the U of A was definitely a possibility that it could somewhat become like an Olympic site for NCAA athletes and kind of a pipeline for international athletes from all over the world. And so they have given me the ability and kind of freedom to coach the way I've always coached. I've coached professional athletes for a while now, and I was nervous that there would be too many stipulations, too many things holding me back to coach at the same level I used to. But all the resources they have, like I have a resource for every little thing, from training to athletic training to just support from all angles. Psychology, nutrition, and so when I coach just through federations or by myself, I'd never had this kind of support, and I saw that vision, and that vision is becoming reality. So I'm just so excited and honored that this is happening. Still have to pinch myself sometimes that it's real.
And ASU is very good, so how quickly can we get good enough to beat them?
It's going to happen. I can't guarantee. I started recruiting in February, where all the other teams recruited a few years ago.
Okay.
But that being said, I think we have some people that could really turn heads and surprise. So there's a lot of unknowns with a couple athletes that have switched from pure swimming. That over the years I've been become pretty good at identifying talent, and a lot of swimmers typically don't run very well, but there is one that, and the more than one that runs extremely well and is picking up bike handling skills and all that really quickly. So, between that and the Europeans that we've got coming, I think anything is possible this year. By year 2 or 3, I think it's inevitable that we're going to be winning.
How about that? That was August of 2023. He had the Sun Devils beat a little over a year later for a national title, and then he went up to their place and beat them again in year 3.
Yeah, he can't promise anything, but by year 2 or 3.
By year 2 or 3, Wes Johnson. We'll talk to him coming up in the 4 o'clock hour. DK on the Sports Tip, much more coming up for you straight ahead. Dragon Ball is here with us. We'll chat with him about the NFL weekend and the college football weekend, as well as we're going to chat with Mitch Stroman coming up a little bit later from his alma mater, the voice of the Northern Arizona Lumberjacks. Their basketball team is coming in here tomorrow night. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
O'Reilly. Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we could recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Sponsored by Navy Federal Credit Union, we're proud to serve over 2 million veterans and their families because your service inspires ours. And your service opens the door to membership, which means you get access to exclusive rates, discounts, and financial tools that you can share with your whole family. Become a member at NavyFederal.org/veterans. And from all of us, Happy Veterans Day. Navy Federal Credit Union, our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Here for the Lowe's early Black Friday deals? You're right on time for some of our biggest savings. We're talking up to 50% off select major appliances, plus up to an extra 25% off when you bundle select major appliances. Holiday lights going up soon? Select ladders are up to 50% off right now. Get Black Friday prices without the Black Friday crowds. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 11/19. Selection varies by location. Select locations only. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Hello, everybody. Gary, why are you wearing a... Hold on, Ron. Every time Gary walks in here wearing some goofy costume, you always say, Gary, why are you wearing that? Yeah, but... And then it turns into some long-winded story about Alaskifications. Yeah, but... Then Gary says something ridiculous. Yeah, but... And you agree that an Alaskification before winter is the best way to prepare for cold weather. Yeah, but... And how Alaskan AC guarantees no breakdowns. Yeah, but... And all it does is encourage Gary to walk around wearing a stupid-looking ski mask that no person in his right mind would get caught dead wearing.
Yeah, but he's wearing my ski mask.
Keeping my head protected, just like the elastification protects your heater.
My ski mask isn't stupid looking.
Look who's wearing it. I choose to ignore that remark. Because you know another one is coming.
Take off that stupid ski mask.
See?
And that's why you should schedule your Alaska vacation today.
What did we accomplish here?
I'm not sure, but today is a good day to Alaskafy. Schedule now at alaskanac.com.
Arizona's free safety position has a new name, the Bear.
A little ferocious name.
But it's going to be intercepted by Arizona. Genesis Smith.
Bear down with Genesis Smith and the Cats all season long. Right here on Wildcats Radio, 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. We have a hit-and-run report over at West Ina Road and West I-10 Frontage Road, most of the backup here on Ina as you get to the I-10. And we also have an incident with unknown injuries at South Rancho Sahuarita Boulevard and West Caya Vista, with Rancho Sahuarita seeing most of the backup there. For your weather, we're currently sitting at about 87 degrees, but we're quickly going to go ahead and cool down, eventually getting down to about 83 at 5. I'm Dragon Ball with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7-RANGER. Get you out of plumbing danger.
On the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Inside the 9 of Kansas, Fafita out of the shotgun. Craig to his left in the backfield. Noah back to throw. Now he wants to run it again. Now he'll throw it on the run. Caught by Craig. Quincy Craig will dive to the goal line, and he is in. Touchdown, Arizona.
That's the play that Arizona needed. Noah Fafita does a great job of evading the pressure, rolling a little bit to his right, stepping up in the pocket, and just finding Craig on a flat route and flip. And Craig stretches the ball out and breaks the plane of the end zone.
Burry saves it for Del Urso. Plenty of time, 10 to shoot. Inside Pete. Lob and slam. Kind of a broken play there, and the Wildcats make the most of it.
Yeah, let's hand out some awards. It's awards day here across the University of. Well, when you have a Super Wildcat weekend, I guess that only makes sense that right after that come the awards. Am I right? And the awards were plentiful for the University of Arizona. Quincy Craig scored twice in the Wildcats football win on Saturday. He only had 5 touches. 5, and he's kind of, who does he think he is? Trey Spivey? You can just not touch the ball, only score when you touch the ball a few times. But Quincy Craig is your Big 12 Offensive Player of the Week. Second consecutive week, the Wildcats have had a player as Big 12 Offensive Player of the Week. So congratulations to the junior who's in his first season. And this is his first Big 12 weekly honor. It's the 5th for the Wildcats this season. 2 touchdowns on 5 touches, including the game-winning score with 39 seconds to go. The play you heard there was his first touchdown, a reception, little dump-down pass by Noah Fafita that he kind of reached the ball out past the pylon as he was getting hit and knocked out of bounds.
Great footwork. Yeah. His feet, if you just watch his feet on that play, is impeccable.
Yeah, Brent Brennan said not exactly the way we teach it in terms of reaching the ball out like that, but hey, it was a great play nonetheless. So congratulations to Craig. He had 60 all-purpose yards in the game. 42 came on the ground in the final 2 offensive plays of the day for the University of Arizona as they just ground down Kansas on that last drive, running the football. A couple of big runs by.
Who do they think they are? The Seahawks?
Right. A couple of big runs there by our guy, Noah Fafita. And one, he took a particularly big hit. I would have liked to seen him not take a hit like that.
He lowered his helmet a little bit, right? Yeah.
But it was, hey, when you're trying to win a ball game, sometimes that's what you got to do. For sure. I want you to hear Brent Brennan. We obviously heard from the head coach today, his weekly press conference on Monday. He talked a little bit about Quincy Craig being the Big 12's Offensive Player of the Week, and just this running back room, which we talked about on the post-game show. I think the total numbers were 15 carries between the three running backs for over 150 yards. How they just all kind of combined to get it done in that win over Kansas.
You guys asked me the other night about just the rotation at running back and that part of it. I think if you're going to have a good football team, you have to have more than one. That position, they take such a beating, and having more than one has benefited us throughout the season because there's been times where players at that position have been, nicked up or been dinged up in some way. So it was awesome to see Quincy do that. I think that's one of those things that also speaks to a really good evaluation of him through the portal process and a good recruitment. And then I think Coach Carter and Coach Moyval have done a great job, helping him grow and develop in his role. And then, that kid, like, if you spend any time with him, he just has great energy. He's got a huge smile. He plays with a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of joy. He's really been a great addition to our football team.
All right, so there you go. Quincy Craig, the transfer into the program this year, and along with Ishmael Mahdi, creating that dynamic backfield alongside Kedrick Ricino. So the three of them together, pretty effective against the Kansas Jayhawks. Now, you heard two highlights at the top of the segment. You heard a Koa Pete basket. That's because Koa Pete is the Big 12 men's basketball co-player of the week this week, alongside a young man by the name of Christian Anderson from Texas Tech. Koa Pete, of course, 30 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 steals in his debut performance against the Florida Gators as the Wildcats took down the number 3 and reigning national champions, I should say, a week ago tonight. So shout out to Koa Pete for getting his first ever honor as a member of the Arizona Wildcats, and he followed that up with an 18-point performance on Friday night in the win over Utah Tech. So cool. Awesome for that young man as well. So an award-winning week. I love it.
Up to 5th in the AP poll today.
Arizona, but we kind of figured they would be, what did I say? I thought maybe 7th or 8th, so even better than what I thought.
Yeah, I mean, that's a darn good Florida Gators team that Arizona beat in Las Vegas. And I think the season will show, working in a couple of new guards, but return their whole front line, really, one of the top 2-3 best front lines in America. So that Florida team's going to be just fine, DK. But a huge signature win on the early season for the Arizona basketball team. And that's how the polls work. Early season, when you're 2-0 and you were 12th or 13th and you beat the number 3 team in the country, you move up to 5. 2 months from now, where every team has played 25 games, the 13th ranked team beats the 5 team, you move up a spot or 2. It's just so early in the season. There's a lot of moving around. But I do have the numbers if you want to know really quick.
Yes.
This is the 174th appearance in the top 5 and the 619th appearance overall, DK. 48% of every poll that's ever been held in the men's basketball, Arizona's been ranked. Almost 50% of the time.
That's pretty effective. Pretty effective for that program.
Yeah, 6th most top 5 appearances all time. This is 174 times they've been in the top 5.
Awesome. Well, let's keep it going. You got a game on Tuesday night at home against Northern Arizona, and then a pretty big ball game coming up on Friday against UCLA. Speaking of the Bruins coming up, we are going to apparently they're getting some love from our folks at BetMGM Network, which, the way things are going for us, maybe that's a good thing for everybody else, that UCLA is getting some love from over there, because we sure aren't winning a whole lot in these bets. But we'll dive into that and a whole lot more for you coming up here very shortly. It is DK on the Sports Tip. We want to hear from you. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. I want to hear from the person that went to all of the events this weekend. Well, of probably as many, because you couldn't have gone to all of them. You couldn't have gone. Well, you could have gone to the first part of the football game and then left and drove up the road and went to the triathlon, but I don't know that there was anybody that did that. But who got to every event that was here at home? Who got to both volleyball games, both women's basketball games, the men's basketball game, the football game, and then maybe even snuck in and watched some swimming? I want to hear from the person that was at all of the events this weekend. 520-848-1290 is the number. DK on the sports tip. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
Join David Kelly this Wednesday from 3 to 6 at Showtime Cards for Wild Card Wednesdays. Showtime Cards will have live box breaks happening right in the store. You never know what pulls might pop up. Whether you're into baseball, football, basketball, soccer, MMA, comics, Pokemon, Star Wars, or anything in between, Showtime Cards has something for every collector. Catch all the action this Wednesday, 3 to 6 at Showtime Cards, located on Speedway just east of Craycroft, with Wildcats Radio 1290.
Ugh, no, not the sink. Not now.
Plumbing issues can put your life on pause. But with anytime emergency scheduling, the neighborly done right promise, and more, Mr. Rooter Plumbing will have your life flowing again in no time.
All fixed.
Much better.
Mr. Rooter is proud to cheer on the Cats. Mention this ad for 10% off any plumbing service. A win for the whole family. Bear down, Arizona.
Mr. Rooter Plumbing,
a neighborly company.
The jungle has moved to afternoon, so grab your best Tucson tuxedo and join us on the Jim Rome Show weekdays from 1 to 3 p.m. right here on the flagship home of your Arizona Wildcats, Wildcats Radio 1290. The hard-hitting football action is even better with Prize Picks. The weather might be changing, but the feeling of being right never gets old. So keep the season rolling on Prize Picks by getting $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. The app is so simple to use. Just pick 2 or more players across any sport, pick more or less on their projections, and if you're right, you could win big. Prize Picks is also available in 40-plus states, including California, Texas, Florida, and Georgia. Most importantly, they do not play about your money. All transactions on the app are fast, safe, and secure. Don't miss any of the action this season with Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. And now Prize Picks offers stacks where you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use the code ROME. Get a $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. That's code ROME on Prize Picks to get a $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. Win or lose, you'll get $50 bonus credit in lineups just for playing. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
You need parts? O'Reilly has parts. Get 1 free set of brake pads when you buy 2 brake rotors. Upgrade to Brake Best Select pads for just $10. Or upgrade to Brake Best Select Pro or Import Direct pads for just $20. Product availability. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/play.
Wildcat fans, Arizona football tickets are on sale now. Join the party at Arizona Stadium all season long as your Arizona Wildcats take on year 2 in the Big 12. There's nothing better than an Arizona football game day, from the tailgating scene to the action on the field. So bring a friend and get your tickets now by calling 520-621-2287. That's 621-CATS, or by visiting ArizonaWildcats.com/FB. And as always, bear down.
Hey, it's DK on the Sports Tip. Don't miss a minute of the best Arizona Wildcats coverage in town. Tell your Alexa device to play Wildcats Radio 1290. This is your home of Arizona football, men's basketball, and baseball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card.
One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the...
Designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your...
Windshield wipers. eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying... Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
EK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Well, at least Rich Rod and company came through for us this weekend.
Out of the gun, snap, another Jones carry. He's heading to the end zone. He's in! Curtis Jones with his second touchdown of the game. From 4 yards away, West Virginia takes the lead with 4:15 to play.
And it is time for your BetMGM Network top plays. We had West Virginia minus 6.5 over Colorado this weekend. And the Mountaineers win it 29-22. So 7 was the number. They cover that by a half point to at least make us a winner there. We actually won both of our Big 12 plays this weekend. We had Texas Tech minus 10 over BYU. That game was not even close, as the Red Raiders took down the Cougars 29-7 down in Lubbock, handing the Cougars their first loss of the season. So the Big 12, again, it's muddled for sure. In the middle, you've got now, in terms of teams between 4-2 and 3-4, you've got 10 of the 16 teams right now in the league are sitting in that genre right there. So it'll be interesting to see over the course of the next week. That's probably why, once again, they flexed 6 games on the schedule in 2 weeks to the 6-day window, including your Arizona Wildcats senior day game against the Baylor Bears. So we did not get a chance to find out today what time that game is going to be. We will not know now until Sunday. Sometimes they'll release that stuff late Saturday night after everything is decided. So we could know as early as Saturday night what the kickoff time will be for the final home game of the season coming up against Baylor.
Do we feel bad for Deion Sanders?
Well, I mean,
I asked this because there was so much hype the first year he came from Jackson.
Yeah.
They came out of the gate 3-0. They struggled to a 4-8 record. Last year, 9 wins. This year, they're 3-7. I just did the math. It's 12-19 overall in his time there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know that we feel bad for him. This is hard. This college football now is hard. And it's kind of like what I talked about last week. I mean, we can be excited about Arizona being 6-3 and going to a bowl game, but in the past you would kind of have an inkling that, okay, maybe this team is starting to develop and build, but we don't know that. I mean, half these kids might not even be here on this team next year. You might be ushering in another 30 to 40 kids next year, and next year's team could flop like the team did 2 years ago.
And
you just don't. I don't think you really know from year to year with a lot of programs what you're getting, especially all these programs that are kind of in the middle.
Yeah,
you don't know.
With all due respect to Coach Gonzalez and Coach Brennan, Coach Daggy, if Warren Sapp or Deion Sanders calls your phone as a high school kid, DK, or as a transfer,
right,
the cachet, the amount of clout that comes out of that program, that's the only reason I ask, is because the expectations for a program like in Boulder, where they've won national championships, they've competed at the top of their conference for much of the program's history. They bring in a big splashy hire. They got out to a really good start. But since Shador hasn't been there this year, they've really struggled to fill that role. And 3 losses in a row, they weren't really close in those 3 games. I mean, obviously losing by 7 to West Virginia is close. But, yeah, it's struggle time right now. And their defensive front is decimated by injuries.
Yeah.
I hear the names on that coaching staff, and I just think, man, who wouldn't love to go play
Pat
for that?
Shermer, yeah.
Exactly.
You got some big-time names on that coaching staff, and none of that matters if you don't have the talent and you can't stay healthy. And I think what we're seeing though is a lot of is depth. Depth is not as good as it used to be. I think on a lot of teams where you might have guys that could come in and now you don't, because so many of those guys that might have been depth pieces in the past are going somewhere else to play. So you might not. I think a lot of these teams don't have the depth either that they used to have. In terms of our BetMGM Network top plays, we won on Devon Achane about the Dolphins. I mean, I can't pick any of these NFL games. My NFL thing I'm in with John Bailina, I think I have 2 wins this week because everybody got upset yesterday. The Bills went down to Miami and lost. The Panthers lost to the 1-win Saints. I mean, come on. What is going on with the NFL? So, but we did win with Devon Achane. We had him over 60 yards, and he ran for 174. So good on Devon Achane for going well over that number there. PJ Glosser told us to take the Cardinals in the 6.5. That turned out to be kind of disastrous. At one point, I looked at they were down 34-0 yesterday. So we'll get to the Cardinals coming up later in the show. We lost with Trey Tucker on Thursday night over 4.5 receptions. He only had 2. Tony Franklin did get an anytime touchdown for the Broncos, and that win for them. He had 5 catches for 40 yards and a touchdown. Brock Bowers also did not get over 64.5 yards receiving for the Raiders. He only had 1 catch for 31 yards. So we were 4 wins, and 4 losses, it looks like, over the weekend. So we kind of broke even, which means we're not getting any closer to being even on this. What do we got for today?
I'm PJ Glasser, host of Send It In, here to help you beat the books with the BetMGM Network. College basketball is back, and I have my eye on a team at 30-1 to win the national title this year, the UCLA Bruins. UCLA returns 3 starters off a team that won 23 games a year ago, and they add Donovan Dent from New Mexico, one of the best guards in the country. Mick Cronin has taken UCLA to the Final Four in the past, and I think he could get right back there with this year's team. I'm PJ Glasser, host of Send It In on the BetMGM Network. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today, and please gamble responsibly.
Well. PJ Glosser likes the Bruins as a Final Four and even a national championship team. We'll dive into that when we come back. DK on the Sports Tip. Dragon Ball taking you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Accident with injuries reported over at East Glen Street and North Alberon Way. Glen seeing a majority of the slowdown here as you approach that intersection. You also have another incident with property damage at West Ina Road and North Via Ponte, just west of Oracle, so most of the backup there going to be focused on Ina. For your weather, still at 87 degrees, going to be dropping all the way down to a 77 here once we get to 6 o'clock. I'm Dragon Ball with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7-RANGER. Get you out of plumbing danger.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Ready to kick off the fun? Chumba Casino is your go-to game plan during halftime or overtime. From spinning slots to instant scratch-style cards, it's like running the perfect play, all from home. New players score a free welcome bonus and daily logins with a shot at some serious prizes every time you play. Get in the game and visit ChumbaCasino.com today. Let's Chumba. Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
At Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, we know your home is more than 4 walls. It's
where family gathers and comfort matters most. During the month of November, with the purchase of a new HVAC system, we'll include a free water heater or take $1,000 off your installation. It's our way of helping keep your home cozy, efficient, and worry-free. Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, where home wellness begins.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Progressive knows road trips without your pet can be tough.
Hi, this is Next Stop Dog Boarding.
Hi, it's Scott again. How's Squeaks doing? You can tell if he's stressed by his eyebrows. Oh, and his breathing should sound like this.
Scott, Squeaks is exactly the same as last time you called.
Okay, let's talk in 20 to see if anything's changed.
With Progressive, your pet is covered up to $1,000 in vet bills in case of a car accident. So next time, you can take your pet with you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Coverage for dogs and cats is included with the purchase of collision coverage and subject to policy terms.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Wildcat fans, Arizona football tickets are on sale now. Join the party at Arizona Stadium all season long as your Arizona Wildcats take on year 2 in the Big 12. There's nothing better than an Arizona football game day, from the tailgating scene to the action on the field. So bring a friend and get your tickets now by calling 520-621-2287. That's 621-CATS, or by visiting ArizonaWildcats.com/FB. And as always, bear down.
Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
This is Pat Boyle with a Sports Minute. So Omar Cooper Jr.'s catch is one of the greatest catches I've seen in recent memory. But for Penn State, they battled Ohio State last week really, really tough in the first half. And they took Indiana down to the final minute. Forget about Urban Meyer, Lane Kiffin. Maybe their new head coach is right under their nose. Terry Smith is doing a hell of a job. He deserves more serious consideration. I'm Pat Boyle.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/play.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. It is Monday. So just to give you an indication on what is going to be happening this week in terms of us and our programming, we'll have a full show for you today. And then we've got the football hours after work. We've got Brent Brennan radio show tonight at the Union Public House. That'll be from 6:05 to 7 with Brian Jeffries. So head on out there and partake in that program. And then once the coach here is done, we'll hear from the head coach of the Carolina Panthers, Dave Canales. It's Panther Talk, as we are your official Southern Arizona home for South Point Catholic's Lathan Ransom, U of A's Tetherona McMillan, and the Carolina Panthers, who disappointed once again yesterday, losing to the hapless Saints and Tyler Shuck, the former quarterback at Oregon. How that happened, I'm still trying to scratch my head to figure that one out. That's just an up and down club over there. They go to Green Bay and and beat probably one of the better teams in the AFC and NFC, and then they lose to the worst team in the NFC. So go figure. So Brent Brennan at 6:05, Panther Talk at 7:05 tonight. Tomorrow is an Arizona Wildcats game day. So we will be on the air with you at 3:30 from Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day, and we'll chat all about Arizona basketball as the Wildcats look to go to 3-0 on the season. Wednesday, we'll be back to a regular show, and we are out at Showtime Cards for our third appearance out there for Wild Card Wednesdays. So join us out at Showtime Cards from 3 to 6. We're going to have live box breaks happening right in the store. You never know what you might pull, what DK might pull out of one of those box breaks. We've got, of course, baseball, football, basketball, soccer, MMA, comics, Pokemon, Star Wars, anything in between. So I think this time we've not done any of the what I call the outlier cards. So maybe we'll do like some Star Wars or some. I don't think we did. Did we do? No, we did do the MMA. The last time we were out there.
Yeah, because you're trying to figure out if they were local athletes.
Yeah. I was talking. Yep, because we did. We drew a couple of the local guys that are from here. So that was kind of cool. And I don't think we did any comics, though. Maybe we'll do Star Wars and comics. I'll get to our guys out there, George Maris, to get us some comics and some Star Wars that we can pull. Do some card pulls on those tomorrow. You a Star Wars person? You like Star Wars?
I was born in 1975, so
right after.
I mean, like, do you know the story behind Star Wars marketing? So prior to Star Wars, no movie had ever had marketing rights for toys and ancillary items that were related to the movie. So Mr. Lucas negotiated that he would get 100% rights. So you know what that means, DK, is that the entire toy market from my ages of 5 until 10 were flooded with nothing but Star Wars.
Wow.
You couldn't get away from being a Star Wars fan. But I've always, my dad was one of the biggest sci-fi nerds you've ever met. Every book written in the 20s and 30s, Philip K. Dick was his favorite author. So I grew up in an environment that was just sci-fi forward. So yeah, I mean, I love the good movies from that franchise.
Right.
Which I won't, there's a debate as to which ones are not good. But I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, I mean, I like the world building in the universe. Sure, it's great.
There we go. All right, so
I do not personally own any Star Wars collectibles cards.
You know, that makes
but maybe you can bring us back some.
Yeah, we'll see what we can what we can pull out of the Star Wars pack. So again, that'll be Wild Card Wednesday, and we'll be at Showtime Cards located on Speedway just east of Craycroft. Join us from 3 to 6 for Wildcats Radio 1290. Then we will be off on Thursday. We're going to take Thursday off because Friday and Saturday are kind of hellish around here, because Friday we've got that's going to be a game night. So we'll have Arizona men's basketball versus UCLA on Friday night, and that's a late game because it's on the West Coast and we're an hour apart from them now. So it starts at 7 o'clock there, but that's 8 o'clock here. So we'll be on the air at 4:30 with Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day, and then that's going to probably take us post game into the wee hours of the morning. And then we've got the wee hours of the morning pregame football show, which starts at 5:30. I think the schedule has us getting done around 1:32 with the basketball, and starting right back up again at 5:30 with the football.
I think what we'll end up doing, DK, is pre-taping 2 versions of the UCLA postgame for 2 hours, and if they win, we'll play one of them. If they lose, they'll play the other.
That's funny. I used to, when I worked in major market radio, I would do that all the time because I had to leave. Sometimes I'd have to leave updates and stuff overnight. So I would leave different versions of the update depending on what the late game, if there was a late game or something involving the Indians or something, I would say, okay, and I would say, this is the one you play if the Indians win. This is the one you play if the Indians lost. And you don't give any details. You just say,
what a game that the Indians
fell
pulled out
last
tonight
night on the road to Seattle, game 3 of the series today. You know, you just kind of, I used to do that all the time in big market radio.
And that's
doing that for a 3-hour show, 2-hour post game might be kind of difficult.
It's something you can do if it's a 10-second blurb about whether they won or lost, but it's not something we could do. Obviously, I'm joking. We could never do that. But we'll probably be done here at 1:30 a.m. and then back at it at 4:30 a.m. So that's just how the schedule works.
So our guy, right before we went to break, our guy PJ Glosser from BetMGM Network likes the UCLA Bruins to win the national championship. So here are the odds. Since he brought it up, I'll give you the odds. Right now the Bruins are plus 2,200. So I believe that's 220 to 1 is how that
Yeah, he
works.
said 30 to 1, didn't he? On
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah. So
read?
so they've actually gone down a little bit over the course. That might have been last week. But yeah, they're plus 20. They're plus 22 right now. They're actually lower than Arizona. Arizona is plus 1,800 right now to win the national championship, which means if you bet $12.90 on the Wildcats, you would win $245.10. See, we couldn't even. That's not even enough to get us out of our $300+ hole we're in right now.
The problem with the Bruins is Mick Cronin is one of the most stubborn coaches in modern times, in that he has his way, and he does it his way, and he's never going to not do it his way. And his way, DK, is a tight 7-man rotation in which he only trusts those 7 guys in big moments, and that's great. But we've seen the last 4 or 5 years is nagging injuries. Guys are unable to go completely, and that's derailed a lot of the Bruins seasons over the years. So looking at their stats, I mean, their top 4 scorers, this is weird for Bruin land, DK. Their top 4 scorers are all transfers, right? I mean, you're used to the guys who go to play for the Bruins being those top flight, number 1 point guard in California, number 2 shooting guard in California. Those are the kind of guys they generally get. But because Cronin runs a really slow down, half-court offense, pro defense first, defense second, defense third. That's Cronin's style. You don't necessarily maybe get some of those NBA-ready players. They want to go play in an up-tempo, fun, get out and run, let me show off my athleticism kind of style. So I think Mick Cronin's one of the top 10 coaches in America. Let's get that straight. However, his style is very specific, and if those guys don't communicate on defense, that's why I bring up the transfers. If they don't get on the same page defensively with those rotations, so critical to the UCLA Bruins defense, half-court defense, is those guys all communicating and being as one on the court. We'll see. I mean, time will tell. Right now, 2 games in, they got a good lineup. Xavier Booker, obviously coming over from New Mexico, is a good player. They had Tyler Bilodeau. Remember him? I think he was at Oregon State or Washington State, one of the Pac-12 state schools. His first couple of years. They got some really nice players. Again, it just depends on how well their half-court defense rounds out as the season goes on, because they're not going to win anything without stopping other teams' offenses. That's how Cronin wins games.
Donovan Dent, obviously transferring over. He spent 3 years at New Mexico, and now he is over with UCLA. A little bit up and down first 2 games. Had a really nice opening outing against Eastern Washington. Had 21 points and 9 assists. While shooting 47%, but not as good a game against Pepperdine. Struggled a little bit, hitting just 3 of 8, did not make a 3, and finished with just 12 points and 4 assists. But that's a guy that they're going to be leaning on heavily if they expect to go deep into the postseason.
We do need to give a round of applause to Bruin Nation, because they only had 3,500 fans at their first game, and they had over 9,000 fans at their second game versus Pepperdine. Right. So I guess Pepperdine being the local school, obviously
Pepperdine bring people with them.
Some Waves fans came. Yeah, I think Pepperdine brought their own fans. Eastern Washington could not fill up Pauley.
Houston is the favorite to win the national championship at plus 800. Followed by Purdue at plus 1,000, Connecticut at plus 1,200, Duke at plus 1,300, along with Kentucky. So Duke and Kentucky both plus 1,300. Florida at plus 1,600, along with Michigan. And then at plus 1,800, you have 2 Big 12 teams in Texas Tech and Arizona. BYU and Illinois come in at plus 2,000, followed by St. John's and UCLA, both at plus 2,200. Kansas is plus 2,500, just to name a few others that are on the list.
Did you see the funkiness in the AP poll today?
No, I did not.
So Houston
for basketball?
Yes. So
okay,
Houston, Purdue was their first ever preseason number 1 ranking this year, ever. They've never had that in their program's history.
Okay.
Houston and Purdue both played games this week. Neither was over the top impressive. Today's poll, DK, all but 7 first-place votes those 2 teams got. They got every first-place vote except for 7. Purdue got 36 first-place votes. Houston got 18 and somehow Houston jumped them. So some funkiness. Some people, obviously, the only way that happens if some of the voters put Purdue at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th in the nation, right? Because they had over twice as many first-place votes as the Houston Cougars, and somehow Houston jumped them in the rankings this week. Not that it matters. AP regular season polls do not matter.
Right.
Let's just get that straight. I don't care. But it's really odd to see the second-place team with twice as many first-place votes as the first place team.
Top 5, Houston, number 1, Purdue 2, UConn 3, Duke 4, Arizona 5, followed by Michigan, BYU, Alabama, Kentucky, and Florida. Rounding out the top 10, Texas Tech comes in at number 11. DK on the sports tip, 520-848-1290 is the number for you to get in on the program. Again, I'm waiting on the person that went to all of the home events this past weekend, or even the person who went to a bunch of them. If you didn't get to all of them, that's fine. But if you went to a bunch of them, like maybe both basketball, all 4 basketball games and the football game, I want to hear from you today, 520-848-1290. We've got much more coming up for you in the 4 o'clock hour. We're going to talk some basketball. We're going to talk some, actually, in the 4 o'clock hour, we're going to talk some triathlon because Wes Johnson is going to join us, the head coach of the now 2-time national champion Arizona triathlon team. Will join us basketball in the 5 o'clock hour with Mitch Stroman. We'll get an early look in on Northern Arizona. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together, sponsored by Bet365. That we have an accident with injuries over at East Irvington Road and South Tucson Boulevard, major backup in all directions there. And we have a crash blocking the right lane on the I-10 westbound near Sunset Road at milepost 252. For your weather, currently sitting at about 86. We're going to stay there for the next hour before eventually dropping down to the 60s at 9 o'clock. I'm Dragonball with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7-RANGER. Get you out of plumbing danger.
This sports report is brought to you by Bet365. When it comes to sportsbooks, Bet365 has it all. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be located in Arizona.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Question: why would you shop anywhere else for your favorite tobacco products if you can save up to 40% at Tobacco Barn?
I don't know.
Why? If you can save by paying no state sales tax and no city sales tax because Tobacco Barn is on the reservation.
I don't know what to make of this. I don't know what to say.
Plus, save an additional $3 off with a coupon at TobaccoBarnTucson.com.
I don't know how I missed that before.
What is happening? When you shop at Tobacco Barn, save up to 40%. That's 40% off your favorite tobacco products. You won't pay any state sales tax or pay any city sales tax because they're on the reservation. And save up to another $3 off with a coupon at TobaccoBarnTucson.com. Just our way of saying thank you for your business. Shopping anywhere else is kind of crazy.
I love it! I love it! I love it! Come on, Jerry. It's time to go back to your cell now.
Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway just south of Valencia. Check TobaccoBarnTucson.com.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at EnduranceWarranty.com.
Auto repair bills are through the roof. $3,000 to replace the transmission, $4,000 for a blown engine. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all out of pocket. You need an Endurance Auto Protection Plan. No matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, AC, drivetrain, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done at the certified mechanic of your choice, and they're paid directly with no middleman. Plans cover 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, lockout services, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Act now and get our elite benefits, including complete tire care and key fob replacement. A $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again, so call now for your free quote. Call 800-291-0376. 800-291-0376. 800-291-0376.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
At Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, we know your home is more than 4 walls. It's where family gathers and comfort matters most. During the month of November, with the purchase of a new HVAC system, we'll include a free water heater or take $1,000 off your installation. It's our way of helping keep your home cozy, efficient, and worry-free. Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, where home wellness begins.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up with science.
You mean they don't use yesterday's newspaper?
No, they use the latest in technology and innovation to eliminate bugs, bees, termites, weeds, and more.
So no as seen on TV salt guns?
Nope, only solutions that target insect biology, using chemistry to help protect the environment, people, and their pets.
You are so smart.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up. Call 886-3029 or visit essentialpest.com.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media Station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Super winning Wildcat weekend included 2 victories for the Arizona women's basketball team. Becky Burke off to a fast start. They beat UC Riverside on Thursday night and followed that up with a victory yesterday over UC Irvine.
Here's Purdue trying a three-point shot that rattles in, and Cats are down just 2. What that decision did by Nahom is interesting now as the game plays on, as a whistle stops play. And fouls called on Sugapong. I mean, the fans are furious. Going to be a game one by who can withstand attrition. Purdue wants another three-pointer. She's got it down. Wildcats have their first lead, 16-15. Trying to go zone now as Purdue attacks to the baseline. Fire a pass into traffic as it was caught by Francois. She's able to get the finish. Taken away at the midcourt line by Cornfield as she is at the rim, but can't get the finish. Gerardo goes up and scores it. 29-21. The Wildcats now lead 8 after they were down 8 at the closing second of the quarter. At the end of the first quarter, there's a wild runner taken by Haley Hernandez. And how did everything swing? As there's a back cut there, nice find from Cornfield. UCI's got to take a timeout, now trailing 31-21. Field right back to Cam as she now accelerates to the left hand of the foul line. Kick it out toward the wing where 3 is on the way from Purdue. She's got it down. Samea's got it in the front court, and Arizona's going to come away with a 75-61 win. Cats get the W, 2-0 to start.
Good start, 2-0 for your Arizona Wildcats. Let's hear from the head coach, Becky Burke, on how she felt about the winning weekend.
First and foremost, I want to say congrats to Coach Brennan for their win, bowl eligibility in year 2. I know being in year 1 what year 2 could potentially look like. I think I'm just so happy and excited for them. Great week to be a Wildcat. Tommy and the boys taking care of business. Volleyball, Coach Rita. Yep. Oh, you already said that? Yep, started with football. Yep. Coach Rita. Shout out to Coach West. National champs, 2 times national champs, right? Like we're just trying to keep up with the rest of Wildcat athletics at this point. So super exciting. Swimming had a great meet yesterday. So just excited for our whole athletic department. It's been feeding like energy in this building. So really proud of our players. That was a really, really good team that's picked top 2 in their league. And we're just getting better every game. And I'm so thankful. And that was a fun game to coach. We just saw some joy. We saw some excitement. We want improvement from Exhibition 1 to Exhibition 2. We want improvement to Game 1 into Game 2. I mean, and that's what we're seeing, you know. And I just hope it's a steady increments of improvement all season. And I think it will be if they keep working. So I'm really, really proud, especially of these 2, but our whole staff, our players, and our program to start 2-0 feels really good.
The 2 she was referring to, Michaela Purdue, the transfer from Cleveland State, 9 of 20 from the floor, 5 of 13 from 3, 8 of 10 from the line, 31 points for Michaela Purdue in her second game. Now she did start. She started this game. She didn't start the first game because, again, there was the coach was not necessarily happy with some things coming out of the exhibition season. Michaela started the day making her first. She got fouled on a three-pointer. Went to the line, made all 3 free throws to start off her impressive afternoon.
Whether it's a free throw, a layup, whatever it is, once I see that first one go in, I think that kind of boosts me a little bit.
31 points. And then Nolani Cornfield, a double-double, 14 points, 12 assists, and she also had 5 steals, the transfer guard from the University of Buffalo. So those two young ladies impressive last night in a 75-60 win for Arizona, 75-61 win for the Wildcats. Now, let's first hear, we heard from Michaela. Let's hear from Becky. She said last week, we played it for you, that she challenged Michaela and not putting her in the starting lineup for the first game of the season because she wanted to see some things from her, and the young lady has responded tenfold, and if that's the case, well, maybe she needs to be challenged some more.
She starts dogging it again this week in practice, and we'll send her the same message like that, and that's what she wants. Like she wants to be pushed and challenged and coached. It wasn't she was coming off the bench because she wasn't a good player a couple weeks ago. Like that's not it. I want to continue to challenge and push our players and never let them get comfortable and be complacent. I don't think she drops 31 tonight if she's just not like in attack mode. And I think that bringing her off the bench a little bit, challenging her on the defensive end is really just brought that like attack mode killer mentality back out of her, which is when she drops 31, But there was never any confidence lost in her by any means.
And Becky on the 12 assists by Nolani Cornfield.
I mean, that's not easy to do. I mean, that's 12, and I think a couple people missed some chippies, which she'll get on them about tomorrow, I'm sure. I've been watching her do it for over a year, and I'm fortunate to be her coach, and I just get to sit on the sideline and look at our staff and be like, holy cow, did you see that? I mean, that last one to Nora, there's a reason she was my first call when I got this job. I'll put it that way. Super happy to be her coach, proud of her, and she's so special.
First Wildcat to have double digits in assists in 6 years. The last to do it was a young lady by the name of Ari McDonald, who had 14 assists back in the 2019 season. Nora Francois flirted with a double-double, 9 rebounds. She had 8 points, so the Wildcats 2 wins to start the season. And here's the thing with this. In any year, you would expect, it would be an expectation that Arizona would win their first 2 games against, teams called UC Riverside and UC Irvine, not exactly the top of the athletic food chain in the University of California system. So you would expect Arizona women's basketball to win these games. But, this is a different club and a club that lost in the exhibition season to a Division II squad. So although you would think, Arizona should in any given year have enough talent to beat teams like UC Irvine and UC Riverside, this team is going to have to go out and prove everything. They're going to have to go out and prove everything this season, and they proved it for sure in these first 2 games. I forget the term I used in terms of these first 2 games, expected but not anticipated. Maybe it was the way that I had that. But, good wins for this club.
You know how cities have sister cities that may not have any geographical connection, but they're just sister cities? I think the U of A women's basketball team and the Baylor men's basketball team should become sister programs because both schools completely overhauled their roster, DK. Not a single player coming back. And obviously the Arizona Wildcats do have a player coming back who's injured, didn't play a ton last year. But when you do that, DK, new coaching staff or not, when you're bringing in an entire new group of 12, 14 players and having to try to get them all on the same page, you expect some hiccups and some bumps in the road, losing exhibition games, that whole thing. But obviously, listening to Coach Burke and the way she talks, and, we all expect Michaela Purdue to score 30 at times because she did average 20 points a game last season.
Right.
And everything we've heard about Nolani Cornfield, obviously very special court vision. So once they round into shape, get the defense communication on point. I mean, there's no doubt that they can be successful this year. I just think the expectations after losing every single player to transfer or graduation, it's so tough to come back from that. But hey, Coach Burke's done it. This is her third time rebuilding a program, and so they're on the right track. 2-0. 2-0 is a lot better than the alternatives, DK.
Hopeful but not expected was the phrase that I was looking there. Hopeful to win but not expected to win. So great job by these young ladies. Michaela Purdue, first 30-point performance since Shayna Pellington did it back in 2023. Shayna had 35 that day. Arizona will face Grambling, so they actually get a week off, which is nice. They'll get a chance to rest and practice and work on their game. They'll have Grambling in town for the game next Sunday at 2 o'clock at McHale Center. First 13 games of their season are all at home for Arizona women's basketball. Now, you heard Becky Burke at the beginning of her presser shout out what we've been calling, if you're watching on our video stream, a Super Wildcat winning weekend. Super Wildcat winning weekend, because everybody pretty much won. The only losing that happened this weekend was women's swimming lost one of their meets to USC. But other than that, everybody else won this weekend. Brent Brennan also talked about that in his press conference today. Talked about just how everybody winning is kind of brought a different energy into the entire athletics department with all of the success that the Wildcats have seen, at least this weekend.
Absolutely. I think it's so important, and I think it's really critical at an institution like this that is in a city like Tucson, and there's no pro sports franchises, and you're not sharing that market with, the last job I had, we had the 49ers and the Warriors and the Giants and the A's and the Earthquakes, and there were so many, and then there's other universities, right? Where with this one, this thing is so unique that way. So there absolutely is a ton of enthusiasm. I think that's really a special thing about this place, is just the relationship the city of Tucson has with the university. And when our sports teams are playing well, it's exciting because it really is, everyone always says it's the front porch of the university, and it is, because it is really public. And so the success or the failure of your sports programs is a really public thing. And when people are playing well and doing good stuff, it's exciting for everybody.
Yeah, and we were out at homecoming on Saturday, and shout out to my guy, John Court. If you're watching on the video screen, I've got my Gym Cats. He gave me this really cool Gym Cats visor, Arizona Gymnastics visor. My wife doesn't like when I wear visors. She says it does not a good look on me, but I like it. So I've got my Gym Cats visor.
So you can wear it at
here.
work, but not around the home.
I wanted to wear it yesterday. We went out and had did a little Sunday fun day, but she wouldn't let me wear it. So I had to wear my Browns hat, even though they embarrassed themselves once again playing football in the National Football League. We are joined by Dragon Ball. He is here with us in for cricket. My team was embarrassing. Dragon Ball's team was
Mine was
embarrassing
also bad,
last night. I didn't even watch that game last night.
I
What
didn't
happened?
either. I knew it was coming. It's gotten to a point now where
I know I got the Chargers defense on my fantasy team, so that's a positive for me.
Well, all the stars for the Steelers, you got to remember, they're all over the age of 30. So once you get to about 6 o'clock Eastern time, that's when they're all supposed to be going to bed. Then the daylight savings time doesn't help them either.
Oh, my goodness. That's so what did you think of Super Wild Card winning weekend? Dragon Ball, everybody won except for a little hiccup there with the women's swimming team against USC.
I mean, it was a pretty good weekend for Arizona sports, I'll tell you what. I mean, you don't get much better than that, and it's only going to get even more interesting with this next upcoming weekend. I mean, I know we can't look past. Tommy Lloyd will always say you never look past an opponent. We got to look at NAU first, but that UCLA game is going to be one that a lot of people are going to be paying attention to, especially now with what they're now ranked 5th in the nation according to the latest
A lot of
poll.
people, except for those on the East Coast, because it's tipping at 11 p.m. their time.
Yeah, right. This is for us. This is our Pac-12 After Dark reunions tour.
Oh, my gosh. Football obviously getting a huge win. Dragon Ball, just what were your top takeaways on the Wildcats' 24-20 victory over Kansas?
I mean, these are the last couple times the Cats have been in this position, they just couldn't come up with that last little play that they needed to go ahead and get the win. And, hey, a lot of credit to Craig. Didn't get a lot of touches, but when he got them, they counted. I mean, you couldn't have a better final drive from a running back than what they got out of Craig on those big 2 runs there to go ahead and seal the deal. So It's you talked about it at the beginning of the year. It's about the 3 oars. You got, Ricino or Craig or Motti. One of the 3 guys has got to have a big game somewhere down the line for the running game to, make their impact. And Craig managed to go ahead and do it with about 2 carries in that final 2 minutes of the game. So I'll take the win. That's the important thing.
Dragon Ball's got a shirt on that says, "I have a bad feeling about this." Is that tomorrow night's game between Arizona and Northern Arizona? Is that what you have a bad feeling about?
Again, Tommy Lloyd says never look past an opponent. I know the Cats are going to be ready for that game, but this one was just very early morning and ready to pick a shirt that was comfortable more so than appropriate. No hidden messages in the shirt.
All right, Dragon Ball is in for cricket. We're going to talk to Wes Johnson, the head coach of the two-time now national champion Arizona Triathlon team, coming up next. Dragon Ball getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. We have an accident with injuries reported over at North Rosemont Boulevard and East Grant Road. Northbound Rosemont and both east and westbound Grant having a lot of backup as you approach that 3-way intersection. Meanwhile, we have a hit and run reported over at West Ina Road and North Oracle Road. If you remember, there was an incident also to the west of this intersection, so a lot of backup now, primarily on Ina as you get towards the intersection of West Ina and North Oracle. For your weather, still sitting about 86 degrees, but we're going to get that quick cool down coming up here before finally getting all the way down to the 60s by 9 o'clock. I'm Dragon Ball with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Macy's Backstage. Macy's Backstage is a whole department inside your Macy's store where you'll find everything you need for the holidays, all for under $35. With new arrivals every day, you never know what amazing deals you'll find. Don't wait. Find a location at macy'sbackstage.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
At the rodeo, you got 8 seconds to see who's who. Now, AT&T, this ain't our first rodeo. We can spot a hustle from clear across the arena. Take T-Mobile. Well, they talk a big game and then get smacked with challenges for deceptive ads. AT&T's been steady in the saddle since 1876. When you compare, there's no comparison.
Based on Root Metrics United States Root Score Report 1H 2025. Tested with Best commercially available smartphones on 3 national mobile networks across all available network types. Your experiences may vary. Root Metrics rankings are not an endorsement of AT&T based on advertising challenges filed by competitors.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Hey, man. Yeah, it's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. But I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
We are the rush, the pulse, the thrill you didn't see coming. Welcome to Club Soul at Casino del Sol. Now to December 28th, Club Soul members can strike it rich. Rush in for the $100,000 holiday gold rush. Join Club Soul today and get $20 free play. That's right, your first play is on us. Play, earn, and unlock exclusive rewards. We are Club Soul, only at Casino del Sol and Casino of the Sun. Enterprise of the Bosco Yaqui Tribe.
Do you often worry you left your garage door open? With the LiftMaster Garage Door Opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime from anywhere through the MyQ app. As an authorized LiftMaster dealer, we have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power is out. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit KaiserGarage.com to learn more.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Yes, it's November already. Can you believe it? The year is almost over. So if you've been waiting to do vehicle maintenance, repair, or even a new set of tires, there's great news. November is the biggest rebate time of the year. If you've got holiday travel plans or you're just trying to cross town through crazy road construction, Jack Furrier's has got you covered. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the local's choice for savings, great service, and 14 award-winning locations. This month, you'll save big on all Michelin brand tires. Get back $160 to $220 on the tires Consumer Reporting magazines rank the very best. Like the smooth-riding, long-lasting Michelin Defender 2 for cars and CUVs, or the durable Defender LTX for SUVs and trucks. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care has them all, and they're all on sale with big rebates all month long. Check out jackfurriers.com for details and even more specials where you can make an appointment online, call ahead, or just stop by. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care since 1960. We're here to get you there.
I'm Chris Rose with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. We start in Berlin, where Jonathan Taylor had 244 rushing yards and found the end zone 3 times to help the Colts outlast the Falcons 31-25 in overtime. Down in Miami, Devon Achane racked up 174 yards on the ground. He scored twice. Dolphins pull off the upset of the week, besting the Bills 30-13. The Seahawks chalked up their 7th win of the season after they doubled up the Cards 44-22 in Seattle. Bears 6-3 after their best starts in 2018 after they knocked off the G-Men 24-20 in Chicago. Trevion Henderson ran for $147 and a pair of scores, his best game as a pro. Pats escaped Tampa with a 28-23 win. And in Sunday Night Football, Aaron Rodgers threw a pair of picks, was sacked 3 times. Chargers 7-3 after they best the Steelers 25-10 in LA. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Are you a parent of a 2 to 8-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting offer, then head to abcmouse.com/radio to learn more. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
We're offering a promo at abcmouse.com/radio to try it for free for a month, then $14.99 per month until canceled. Go to abcmouse.com/radio to see this offer. That's abcmouse.com/radio. Actual ABC Mouse users compensated for their testimonials, sponsored by Age of Learning.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Super wildcard winning weekend. The crowning achievement brought in by the Arizona Triathlon team, winning a 2nd national championship, having to go up to the rival Sun Devil country to do it. We're pleased to be joined by the head coach, now 2-time head coach of the national champion Arizona Wildcats and the coach of the year, just bestowed upon him today as well. Wes Johnson joins us. Wes, first of all, congratulations. We played a clip earlier in the show of the interview we did with you 2 years ago in August of 2023 when you were just getting this whole thing going. And you had said in that interview that you thought you guys could get this thing going within 3 years. A lot better, I think, than you probably anticipated how quickly this all came together.
Yes. That started, I had good faith that we could do something special. But yeah, I really didn't know. I mean, we brought together a really, really special group of people that, once I had that group together, that's where that whole mantra came from of why not us? Because, once I got them there, you never know until you get them there, until you see the people in action and meet them and get to know them and develop them. And then you kind of start to know. And once I saw that group, I knew we had something special, and I think we have something special for many years.
What was the attack plan going up to that course on Saturday on how you guys wanted to try to make it happen?
Yeah, we were actually going to go up the weekend before to be on the course a little bit, but we ended up postponing that, going just like Wednesday of the race week, just because half the group went to race world championships a couple of weeks before that in Australia. And the weekend before that was our region championships in Texas. And so they were just kind of exhausted. And I was like, oh man, this is just too much. I don't want to add 4 hours of driving, a week before their race, and just focus on, so we simplified it. And I was a little nervous. I wanted them to get on the course, but we got there. We did it on Wednesday, and after just being on the course for an hour, they felt confident, and I was confident that they were going to be ready, and they were. So, yeah, I mean, we showed up and executed, and I couldn't be more proud of them.
We're chatting with Wes Johnson, head coach of the national champion Arizona Triathlon team. Wes, when you go up to that course to familiarize them, what are the initial things they need to look for? Are they looking for how the bike turns are? I mean, what are the things that you want them to be able to understand about it so that they have a knowledge going into race day?
Yeah, it's mostly the bike. Yeah, the run is always pretty straightforward for the most part. It's nice to know if there's hills or not. But yeah, the bike, with the turns, what kind of are there 180s on the course? Are there, how fast are you descending right into a corner? Those kind of things are what you want to familiarize with. And also, you can have a lot of team tactics on the bike with drafting. And so, it all depends on who's coming out of the water first to get in that front pack on the bike. And so we can kind of have a lot of collaboration with what we're doing. And our plans going into it actually played out pretty accurately with what we thought may happen. And it really, some little changes on the bike that came together in our favor, actually, even better than what we had planned. And man, you never know. You're always a little nervous on the bike because the bike crashes and stuff. We had a race in Colorado earlier this year, and we lost to ASU. With two of our athletes crashing.
Yeah, it was Margaretta was one of the ones that crashed.
Margaretta was one of them. Yeah. And so until they're off the bike, you're really pretty nervous. But they all showed up so well that I did the calculation, and even if Kelly didn't finish the race, I believe we still would have won with our going back to our 16th place and using those points. So everybody showed up. They peaked at the right time, and oh man, it really came together. So I'm just on cloud nine about it still.
So now I have to ask you, because I've only seen the one race up front was the one you guys did here. Now, according to the numbers, it was really tight, but the video I've seen doesn't show anyone anywhere near Kelly. So were Kelly and Margaretta racing at the same time, or were they racing at different junctures? How does that work? Because it says that she only beat her by 10/100ths of a second, but there's nobody in this video except for her. It looks like she won by a mile.
Yeah, it wasn't that close. Yeah, I don't know the results you're seeing, but I think you're seeing the points. The points are only 1 point different, the points awarded, but the time, she beat her by around 20 seconds or so.
Okay.
20, somewhere around there. And then it was really tight with second, and Margaret and Beth Cook from Queen's University, who was in third, until the turnaround when they started coming back for the last time, and then Margaret just took off and blasted her. So yeah, it was pretty dominant with those two up front. And actually with those two, I'm heading to a World Cup in Brazil with them on Wednesday.
Wow. That's awesome. Margaretta obviously is just a sophomore, so we were saying at the top of the show, I mean, sky's the limit for her. I would imagine she's going to be one of the tops in the country coming up over the course of the next couple of years.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think we could see her winning this race one day for sure.
What's her style like? Is she stylistically the same as Kelly, or do they have different styles about how they attack it?
Yeah, they're different. Kelly's a little more dominant of a swimmer. Margaret is just really, really skilled in open water. I think if you put them together in a pool, Kelly could beat her pretty easily. But Margaret just is so skilled that she can draft behind anyone and stay with them. And so if you take away the draft, Kelly's gonna beat her by quite a bit. But there's a big drafting component in swimming and biking. So if she just can slot right in behind her, or right next to her, and hold on to her, and she does that really well. And so that's a skill that's so powerful. And then if she's connected to her getting on the bike, she'll stay with her on the bike too, and stay with anyone. And then she's got an amazing run. So, both of them have the combinations that they need to be some of the best in the world. And I think we could see them in the Olympics here in LA. And
Tempe Town Lake, it wasn't out. You guys swam outdoors. That was not a pool setting, obviously.
Correct. Yep.
We're chatting with Wes Johnson. He is the head coach of the two-time national champion Arizona Triathlon team. Wes, were you surprised to be named Coach of the Year, or was that kind of expected as well?
Honestly, I didn't really know. Since I didn't coach NCAA before, I wasn't super welcomed into the coaching NCAA community. We won the first year, but I did not get that award, and so I really had no idea. But yeah, it's gotten better each year, a little bit better. So getting to know the coaches a little bit better, and so I really didn't know, honestly. So it's a nice surprise. So was there kind of a standoffishness to you because you came from more of a professional background? Yeah, I think a lot of the coaches had also applied for the job here in Arizona. And everybody wanted to be a Wildcat. Yeah, it was a job a lot of them wanted, and so I don't know. I think they weren't expecting me to get it because I didn't come from like the NCAA. But the thing is, NCAA is only 10 years old for triathlon, and so Arizona, I think, was thinking a little bit outside of the box with what they wanted to do, and I initially didn't have plans of doing NCAA, so I was just a whole Olympics route, getting athletes to the Olympics, and that's all I was focused on. And we aligned with Arizona on those goals with what we wanted to do, and it's still very aligned, and we feel very supported, and we're loving it here. Let's talk maybe a few of the other young ladies that competed. Ellison Wolf, we had her on the show earlier this year out of Pennsylvania. She finished 7th overall. Mia Wency and Ruth Party. What did you like about maybe that trio there and how they were able to get into the top 10? Yeah, man. So the front three was Sarah, Margaret, and they were in the swim, and Kelly. Ruth and Mia ended up catching with the group behind them on the bike. So they ended up in the front pack. Ellison was in the second pack, which we call the chase pack. And so they were about 30 seconds behind the whole bike. And so Ella had to run through that whole front pack. So she had an incredible run to get all the way up to 7th and top 7 as All-American. So Ella ran all the way up to become an All-American and placed 7th. And then so she caught Mia and Ruth, but Mia and Ruth still, Ruth's actually a redshirt freshman. So she's just their first year of, we have 3 more years with her, which is really exciting. And then Mia just is one of those athletes that always really shows up on the big days when we give her a little more rest, a little more tapering down. She's just someone who really thrives under pressure, and she did. So yeah, we scored top 5. So we had top 5 in the top 10, which ASU only had 3, and so yeah, it was just an amazing day for us. And you mentioned, before, obviously, you guys had a number of ladies that went to the international competition before you guys came back for the West qualifier. How did those ladies do at that international competition? They did okay. It's always such a different kind of pressure than every time you go there, a lot of them it was their first time. And so it was really a different kind of pressure. And so they did okay. I think all of them could have done a little better. I think they learned a lot through the race, and they carried a lot of those things they learned into this championship race. But they have many more years ahead of racing these world championship events, and I think we'll definitely do a lot better in the future. We're definitely, learning from those experiences, and for some of them it was double the distance also. So learning to race double that distance, it's a whole different kind of beast. And but we're here for it, and we're learning, and they're just so excited to keep going.
All right, I got to ask you, because the home meet, it's funny because Brent Brennan was talking about his shoe game over the course of this last weekend. I guess he's into these saddle shoes he was talking about. But I don't know if he's got your shoe game, man. You had on the shoes and you had on the socks that day I saw you out there on campus. Like who's in charge of your shoe game?
I don't know, man. We get some cool stuff here, and I just throw on what I find in my closet, But yeah, I don't know. I guess we're doing it. That's good to know. Thank you.
Do you wear the same pair every meet? Do you switch it up? I
kind of switch it up. I've got a few good classics, for race day. So yeah. Thank you.
What did that water bath feel like?
What is what?
The water bath, the drenching that they gave you, the Gatorade bath.
Oh yeah. It's shocking. You never expect it. It wasn't expected yet, so it's that first second's cold, but it's also it's so fun. It's such a fun experience.
Absolutely. Well, hey, Wes, congratulations on another outstanding season. Just no pressure now. Just keep piling up the national championships every year.
Thank you so much. Yeah, no one. We have every single person on that roster again back next year. So
even Kelly.
Even Kelly has another year of eligibility.
Holy mackerel! That's
I know.
Be fun.
She has 1 year. She's going to start getting a master. She graduates, but she's going to get a master's degree because her first year was as just a swimmer, and she has 5 years of eligibility for, as an athlete. So this next year will be her 4th year in triathlon.
Awesome. Well, hey, we'll look forward to having everybody back next year. That's going to be a whole lot of fun.
Yes, it is. Thank you so much.
Wes, appreciate it. We'll talk to you again soon.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Wes Johnson, he is the head coach of the national champion Arizona Triathlon team, and he was also named the coach of the year today for the job he's done here. CTCAA. I would imagine that's College Triathlon Coaches Association Coach of the Year. His first Coach of the Year honor coming on the program's second national championship. 520-848-1290. Want to hear from you if you are a triathlete. What do you think of what this program has done in 2 years in college? I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. I don't know that that's anything I could ever do. I can't swim, so I would probably I could do the bike and the run part, but the swimming part I would drown by the end of the first lap. So that would be that. Want to hear from you though. If you've done it, if you've done triathlons, how hard it is. Love to hear your stories on that as well. 520-848-1290. Dragon Ball is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. We have an accident with possible injuries at South 16th Avenue and West Irvington Road. East and westbound Irvington seeing a lot of backup there. And another incident with property damage at North Oracle Road and West Mountain Vista Drive. Oracle seeing most of the backup there at that intersection. For your weather, still down to about 84 degrees right now, continuing to cool down as we try to get to 77 here by 6. I'm Dragon Ball with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Find great early Black Friday deals now at Lowe's. Get up to 50% off select major appliances, plus up to an extra 25% off when you bundle select major appliances. Valid through 11/19. Selection varies by location. Select locations only while supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details.
Discover luxury at BMW of Tucson, your premier BMW dealership. Explore our extensive inventory, lease specials, and state-of-the-art service. Visit us at the Tucson Auto Mall or at bmwoftucson.com today.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter Get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Join David Kelly this Wednesday from 3 to 6 at Showtime Cards for Wildcard Wednesdays. Showtime Cards will have live box breaks happening right in the store. You never know what pulls might pop up. Whether you're into baseball, football, basketball, soccer, MMA, comics, Pokemon, Star Wars, or anything in between, Showtime Cards has something for every collector. Catch all the action this Wednesday, 3 to 6 at Showtime Cards, located on Speedway just east of Craycroft, with Wildcats Radio 1290.
Febreze. It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades. Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
Hi, I'm Michael from the Warren Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5 milligram, 1 milligram, and 2 milligrams.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
At Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, we know your home is more than four walls. It's where family gathers and comfort matters most. During the month of November, with the purchase of a new HVAC system, we'll include a free water heater or take $1,000 off your installation. It's our way of helping keep your home cozy, efficient, and worry-free. Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, where home wellness begins.
Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
November is heating up for U.S. soccer.
The United States need to be a little more nasty.
Big international friendlies for the men.
Oh, Callum, that was nasty.
And a Black Friday friendly for the women.
The expectations have always been here for this team. We understand that.
Listen anywhere on the go with the Westwood One Sports app. And for behind-the-scenes stories, catch the U.S. Soccer Podcast.
Boy, do we have an episode for you.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
If you've been diagnosed with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, this is what it sounds like to be 1,000,000 miles away. Imagine being 1,000,000 miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy. With Tremfya, clearer skin is possible. In clinical trials, at least 70% of patients saw at least 90% clearer skin at 16 weeks. Results may vary. Tremfya is also indicated for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Call 1-800-526-7736 or visit Tremfya.com.
I'm Bill Ryder with the Sports Minute. The biggest warning for the Pittsburgh Steelers wasn't Aaron Rodgers' awful performance on Sunday Night Football and the loss to the Chargers. It's the fact that his age is starting to show. Rodgers is a legend, but he also turns 42 years old in less than a month, and he looked every bit his age in that game. Turning the ball over, moving slow, taking sack after sack. Rodgers was once great, but for the Steelers, that fact is probably in the past. I'm Bill Ryder.
Is your everyday congestion preventing you from enjoying life's big moments? Try Vicks Sinex Saline today and get yourself back in the action. Vicks Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion with a gentle ultrafine mist. Sinex Saline's drug-free, no-mess formula instantly moisturizes and soothes dry, irritated nasal passages for quick and effective relief. Get back to enjoying life's big moments to the fullest without having to worry about everyday congestion holding you back. Just Sinex, breathe, use as directed.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. all so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. We're streaming the show on YouTube, so check us out, Wildcats Radio 1290. Lots of great content on our YouTube channel, little sliced up things that we've talked about over the course of the last few weeks. Noah Fafita and Arizona basketball, all of our top takeaways after every game. If you missed our top takeaway segments, they're all right there on our YouTube channel, Wildcats Radio 1290. We're also streaming on Twitch, as well as you can hear it on Wildcats Radio 1290, our app. Please do download our app and listen to us wherever you go. Tell your smart speaker to play Wildcats Radio 1290. If you don't have our app, just text the word app, APP, to 520-848-1290. I'll send you a link to download the Wildcats Radio 1290 app for your phone. Super Wildcats. I'm thinking of Wildcard Wednesdays already. Super Wildcat winning weekend. This past weekend, everybody won. Everybody won. Even though the women's swimming team did lose one of their meets, they won another meet. So everybody won. Everybody had some winning this weekend for the University of Arizona.
Darn Trojans, right?
Yeah. You know those Trojans. They
love swimming.
They know how to swim.
Most of
them. Los Angeles. Yeah, they do. So the men's basketball team obviously is getting their season started. Game number 3 is tomorrow night against Northern Arizona. We're going to talk to the voice of the Jacks, Mitch Stroman, longtime voice of the Jacks, coming up in the 5 o'clock hour, and he'll let us know what's going on with the team. We'll ask Mitch about Liam Lloyd's time there and what he thought of the coach's son, who finished his college career at NAU after transferring up from GCU, Grand Canyon. But the Wildcats are already starting to look to the future, J-Dub. A couple of recruits for the 2026 class are starting to make decisions, and one has already decided that he wants to play for Tommy Lloyd.
Yes, the recruiting cycle in college basketball, especially modern college basketball, never ends, DK. And today, Tommy Lloyd and the Arizona Wildcats got a commitment from in-state recruit Cameron Holmes. He's a 6'6" small forward, 205 pounds, out of Millennium in Goodyear. And I have not seen too much other than some grainy footage, but I understand he's ranked in the top 30 high school seniors, right? So he's one of the 30 best players in the country. Ranked as the second best player in.
This is 2025. We're not supposed to be having grainy footage.
Well, that's how it works. You know, it's like it depends because those are private third-party outlets. There's no official recruiting source
so
in
what
the
you're
country.
Saying is we need to start our own business where we just go out and shoot good video.
We need to get time off of work so we can go up to Goodyear and see some games in person. Is what we need to do. That's the only way to actually scout high school players. DK is in person. You know that. You go out to so many games. The other big news this week, obviously, is that there's another prize commitment on the horizon, but we're not necessarily sure exactly how that's going to wind up. But on Friday, DK, another top 5 recruit out of Arizona is also going to make their commitment down to Texas, U of A, and Duke are the final teams. So we'll see what happens Friday, but big commitment today for the Arizona Wildcats.
So, and this is, you'll remember, this is the younger brother of Darren Holmes, who we played a few years ago in the tournament, played for Dayton. That's his younger brother is Cameron Holmes. So you might remember that game. That was the first early morning show I think we did here during the NCAA tournament a few years ago.
And the other commitment, if I didn't mention his name, is also Cameron, DK, Cameron Williams out of St. Mary's in Phoenix. He's ranked as the number 1 recruit in Arizona, number 4 overall, and the best power forward in the country. So we'll see what happens on Friday. But a lot of people were wondering, obviously, Coach Lloyd is going to be huge on recruiting Europe. He's got connections ever since his 5th year graduate year where he decided to backpack through Europe. fall in love with that style of game. And there's so many ready to go. I mean, just look no further than, Yvonne this year, who has come in and obviously is polished, having played 2-3 years of semi-pro ball over there as well. But the high school recruiting, DK, after getting the number 2 ranked class last year, it takes 2-3 years. It's not a matter of being able to come in as a new coach and going and talking to high school seniors and saying, come to my school. Those relationships start when they're freshmen and sophomores generally. It was just a matter of time before Coach Lloyd would start getting some of the better high school recruits. And he's also recruiting for his style and his philosophy of how he wants to run his program. You might remember in his first few years here, there might have been some players who shot outside of the offensive system, who are looking to get the ball up whenever they touch the ball. And if you look at this year's team, that's not necessarily going on as much anymore. He's been on campus long enough to be able to recruit specifically to his unselfish style of play. He wants everybody to touch the ball, everybody to get assists, everybody to be able to score. The best shot is the open shot, TK. And so, you have to expect that the players, the shotgun method of offering 50 guys a scholarship every single recruiting class and hoping for the best, I don't think that that's Coach Lloyd's style, and he's specifically singling out players that he wants. So you can be rest assured that whatever player he has on his prospect list in high school these days is one that's going to fit the program.
In the way too early class of 2026 rankings, Arkansas, Missouri, and Kansas are 1, 2, 3. Arizona's signing of Mr. Holmes has them at 27th so far. So if you follow that kind of thing and get into all that, still a little ways to go as we build this class, hopefully to being another top 10 or top 5 recruiting class for Tommy Lloyd. All right, let's give you your Panthers update for today. It did not go well yesterday at home against New Orleans.
Shuck is in the shotgun. Press coverage on the right side. Here's the snap. Shuck launches deep down the right side. Olave gets behind Horn, makes the catch, and goes all the way to the end zone. And New Orleans has taken a 9-7 lead. Shotgun snap. Shuck with time, drifting left, floats one downfield, wide open. Juwan Johnson tiptoes the sideline. They rule it a touchdown. He may have stepped out of bounds.
This Panther Update is brought to you by UNC Charlotte.
Peaks and valleys. I'm Anae Schroff with this Carolina Panthers update.
Charlotte's momentum has a name, UNC Charlotte. 32,000 students strong, ranked among the nation's top 75 public universities, recognized at the highest level for research, unmatched access to Fortune 500 companies, built for a top-tier city. This isn't typical higher ed. The difference is scale. The difference is momentum. The difference is Charlotte, UNC Charlotte.
The last 2 weeks have seen the Panthers go from the highest of highs to the lowest of lows. A win at Green Bay a week ago was marred with a loss to the lowly one-win Saints. For head coach Dave Canales, consistency is part of the process.
Consistency in the product that we're looking for, and certainly starts with taking care of the ball. Then it goes to eliminating explosive plays and capitalizing when we get our red zone opportunities. We had a huge one down there after the blocked field goal, where we ended up recovering the ball because it advanced forward. And, to not come away with points on that drive, it's a missed opportunity. And so I think for us as a group, just getting back to that balanced offense that we're used to and defensively taking care of the, explosive plays.
The Panthers had their opportunities on Sunday against New Orleans, but needed more balance.
While we hit a few things in the past game, we weren't consistent enough to warrant, different looks, as they were doing a pretty good job of playing our runs with their schemes and loading people up and some of the pressures and all that. We got to be able to complement that and be a balanced offense.
I'm Anae Schroff on the Carolina Panthers Radio Network.
This Panther Update has been brought to you by UNC Charlotte, ranked among the nation's top 75 public universities. The difference is Charlotte. UNC Charlotte.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. We have some debris reported on the I-10 frontage road going eastbound near Grant Road. Be prepared for some backup right there. And we have an incident with property damage at North Thornydale Road and West Tangerine Road, with north and southbound Thornydale seeing majority of the slowdown there near Northwest Urgent Care. For your weather, still at about 84 degrees, continuing to cool down till we're down to 77 here at 6. I'm Drangwall with you, Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. Don't let data limits hold you back from being the gift master in the family group chat. Switch to Straight Talk Wireless and get real unlimited data on Verizon's 5G network. Straight Talk, available at straighttalk.com or Walmart.
Hello, everybody.
Gary, why are you wearing a...
Hold on, Ron. Every time Gary walks in here wearing some goofy costume, you always say, Gary, why are you wearing that?
Yeah, but...
And then it turns into some long-winded story about Alaskifications.
Yeah, but...
Then Gary says something ridiculous.
Yeah, but...
And you agree that an Alaskification before winter is the best way to prepare for cold weather.
Yeah, but...
And how Alaskan AC guarantees no breakdowns.
Yeah, but...
And all it does is encourage Gary to walk around wearing a stupid-looking ski mask that no person in his right mind would get caught dead wearing.
Yeah, but he's wearing my ski mask.
Keeping my head protected, just like the Alaskification protects your heater.
My ski mask isn't stupid looking.
Look who's wearing it. I choose to ignore that remark. Because you know another one is coming.
Take off that stupid ski mask.
See?
And that's why you should schedule your Alaskification today.
What did we accomplish here?
I'm not sure, but today is a good day to Alaskify. Schedule now at alaskanac.com.
Join David Kelly this Wednesday from 3 to 6 at Showtime Cards for Wild Card Wednesdays. Showtime Cards will have live box breaks happening right in the store. You never know what pulls might pop up. Whether you're into baseball, football, basketball, soccer, MMA, comics, Pokemon, Star Wars, or anything in between, Showtime Cards has something for every collector. Catch all the action this Wednesday, 3 to 6 at Showtime Cards, located on Speedway just east of Craycroft, with Wildcats Radio 1290.
Well, it's that time of year. You dress the kids up for the holiday parties, and they hate it. You dress everybody up for the annual holiday card picture, and, well, everybody hates that. You even dress the turkey, and we're pretty sure he's not happy about that. This year, dress up your yard in time for the holidays. Call Dorado Rockin' Materials, and we promise there will be no complaints. Make your yard beautiful and worry-free with their personal service and convenient delivery times. Dorado Rockin' Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
All right, gentlemen, this is Emmett Smith on behalf of Depend, and I've got the perfect play. Run straight to your doctor's office for a life-changing catch. Because when prostate cancer is caught early, it's up to 99% treatable, and one blood test might be all it takes. And now through November, Depend is donating to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for select purchases. Talk about a great play.
From September 1st to November 30th, Depend is donating 25 cents to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for Depend Shields Guards Real Fit products purchased in the U.S. up to a maximum of $300,000 or in Mississippi.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, man. Yeah, it's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. But I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
At the Window Depot, builders and contractors don't wait weeks. You get what you need today. Factory direct windows, doors, cabinets, countertops, it's all in stock and ready to go at wholesale prices. Whether you're tackling a remodel or a multifamily project, we've got job site quantities and no membership required. Our windows are proudly manufactured and assembled in Arizona with small business service and big box selection. Order online at thewindowdepot.com or visit a location near you. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Tune to DK on the Sports Tip weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hour number 3 of our show on this Monday. Glad you could be with us. Want to hear from you today, 520-848-1290. We've got Brent Brennan coming up for you at 6:05. We've got Panther Talk coming up for you at 7:05. Tomorrow we've got Arizona basketball. The Wildcats will play their third game of their season against Northern Arizona. First time that they have played Northern Arizona in a few seasons. The Wildcats had been playing NAU regularly, and then obviously Tommy Lloyd's son, Liam, transferred to Northern Arizona, and so Tommy really didn't want to play that game while Liam was up there, so they've not been on the schedule for several seasons. But now that Liam has graduated, he was with the Wildcats last year, and of course now is working with the staff and maybe getting his coaching career started. What he'll hope will be a long coaching career, and being a first-time dad as well, and so to baby Luca. And so the Wildcats will take on the Northern Arizona Lumberjacks tomorrow. It'll be a 7 o'clock tip at the arena, the McHale Center, with our coverage will begin tomorrow at 3:30. So we'll have Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day, myself, J.W. Madden, and Kelvin Ifan starting at 3:30. If you're not with us earlier, we mentioned that Koa Pete is the co-player of the week in the Big 12, along with Christian Anderson from Texas Tech. So the Wildcats had the first week of the season, and that you happen when you go out and score 30 points against the Florida Gators. That's one of the things you get, is an opportunity to win an award like that. It was a pretty good week for several of the freshmen. Besides Koa Pete, Ivan Karchinkov got off to a good start, and he played averaging 29 minutes in his first 2 ball games. It was also Braden Burry's bouncing back from game 2 from a little bit of a slow start. Speaking of Ivan Karchinkov, the freshman, joins us now on DK on the Sports Tip, straight out of practice, I would imagine, getting set for tomorrow's game. Ivan, we appreciate you taking a few minutes to join us. 6'7" forward out of Munich, Germany. Played with Bayern Munich as his club team over there. So, Ivan, 2 college games now. What's been your impression of American college basketball through the first 2 games?
Hey, what's up, David? It's definitely a nice thing. Love our fans. We're on the road. A lot of fans came by. People, it was nice to win it. I really like it. That's how I expected.
Ivan, had you ever been to Las Vegas before? Had you ever had a chance to be in Las Vegas before last week?
Excuse me, can you repeat that again?
Had you ever been to Las Vegas before last week?
Oh, no, that was the first time.
What did you think of all the bright, the big, tall buildings and all the bright lights that's associated with that city?
I was definitely overwhelmed a little bit, especially when you had to go through a casino into the hotel room. So, yeah, that was...
Yeah, that would be a little overwhelming for sure. So you come out, Ivan, and you guys only take 5 3-pointers in the first game, and you take 2 and make both of your 3-point shots. I don't know that we were talking on the pregame show last week about who is going to be the 3-point shooters on this team. I don't think any of us mentioned your name. Do you fashion yourself as somebody that could be a pretty consistent 3-point shooter for this team? And how have you kind of developed that aspect of your game?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like I could be a lot of things for this team, and shooting is one thing out of it. I was working a lot of my shot, just working on it, and working on it every day in practice, showing it off in practice, showing it off in the game, and just finding confidence to shoot the shot, and making it also when it matters.
And we talked a little bit. Tommy was talking about the coach you played for at Bayern Munich. I forget the gentleman's name. Was it Sablo?
Pablo Lasso.
Yeah, Pablo Lasso. Tell us a little bit about Pablo Lasso. What you learned from him, what kind of coach he is, and how he's helped develop you for this opportunity here in the United States.
Oh, well, it was my first year really playing for the pro team for the whole season, and I learned a lot. That season, we also played with Serge Ibaka, so a lot of different looks on basketball that I've never seen before. Just because it's just a mind of basketball. and yeah, I learned a lot of tactics, a lot of different visions of it. And I feel like that made me better just because I understand what to look for in a play or, in basketball in general.
I don't know. I mean, Ivan, I don't know how much of the American basketball ledger you're familiar with, but is there a comparison like when you're playing with a club team like Bayern Munich? Would that be a higher level than what you're playing now in college? Do you think is it maybe more comparison with like the G League, which is kind of the minor league for the NBA? What would be an American comparison to the kind of basketball you guys play over there with the club team?
It's tough to say because the college is only until 24, 25 years old guys.
Right. Yeah.
Over there in Europe, they're so basically it's the best league in Europe. So it's basically NBA just for Europe. I would say it's like in a level between the NBA and the G League.
So it's interesting because a lot of times when freshmen come in here, we talk about, they talk about the speed of the game. When you got here, did you feel like the speed was not overwhelming for you because of what you had experienced playing with a lot of older players?
So I would say the physical aspect was not overwhelming for me, but the speed aspect was, especially because, in college, the guys are younger and everybody goes, 100 miles per hour. and over there in Europe, there you have older guys like Shabazz Napier, being 33, 34 years old. He's already seen a lot. He doesn't need to be quick anymore. But here it's definitely way quicker. So I also had to adjust to that a little bit.
So how have you done that? Have you run sprints? Do you run a lot of suicides? How are you trying to adapt to having to be able to guard some of those fast guys out on the wing?
Yeah, man, I had to do some extra work with Coach Rounds. In practice, run up and down, always be the first one, always win the matchup, on the fast break, the first 3 steps. Just be active everywhere, and, it stacks up, and then in the game it shows.
Yvonne, this is JW Madden here. I know that in Europe it tends to be very regimented, a lot of set plays and a lot of sets. Coming over to Coach Lloyd's system, which has a lot of freedom, and you're really making read and reacting. Is that a big transition for you coming from Bayern, or is that something that you're used to and it's not too easy, not too difficult for you to get into that motion set?
Well, that's true. In Europe, we definitely play a lot of sets. For me, as I was a younger player and not a lot of sets was run for me, I had to play off read and react. So basically, coming here, it was a perfect situation for me because all I did was play and react. That's perfect for me. The less plays, the more instincts kick in, and I feel like I played enough basketball to make the right decision.
Ivan Karchinkov is our guest, freshman forward, Arizona basketball. So you're just getting out of practice, Ivan?
Yeah, we just finished practice, preparing for NAU. And, excited to see you all tomorrow in McHale.
All right, so how did practice go today? How did you feel about the workout?
It was good. It wasn't too long. I feel like 1.5 hours-ish. Had a little video before, got up and down a little bit. And, just prepared for ourselves for NAU.
I know Coach has said that he has been on you about your rebounding. What is he when he says he's on you? What is that conversation like about what he wants you to be grabbing rebounds?
Well, he just wants the maximum effort out of me. So he wants me to be always active on the boards, especially don't let anyone else to get the rebound. I mean, on the opponent's team. Basically, that's not only a me thing. That's more a team thing, but especially he is talking about me because I've been lacking lately, in preseason, and that's what he said. Had to step it up a little bit, and
it's interesting. We were talking on the post-game show. It's like, Toby Awaka grabs 18 boards and he's taking rebounds from guys. It's like if you and Toby are going up together, it's like, okay, I'm just going to defer to Toby and let him get this rebound. What's your mentality there when you and Toby are going after the ball at the same time?
Yeah, I got to make a business decision there,
for probably for your own safety too.
For sure, yes.
Ivan Karchinkov is our guest, Arizona Wildcats freshman forward. Yvonne, let me ask you. You had that 1 3 that you kind of had to shoot as the shot clock was going down. How quickly were you aware that was just one you were going to have to kind of heave to try to get that, to see if you could get that one to go down?
Well, I was at the left wing. I saw at the shot clock. I had 5-6 seconds left on the shot clock. And so I just, tried to play a little pick and roll, tried to, see a gap. Didn't get anything, and then, just had to make an aggressive play, get some space, and then just, shoot it.
And, it's interesting. Like we've had obviously a number of international players that have come over, and since Tommy got here, it's kind of been at the forefront of his recruiting. How much do you know about some of these schools? Like, I'm sure you knew Florida was one of the best teams, that was the champion from last year. But how much do you know growing up about Duke and North Carolina and Arizona and Kansas and some of the other powers? Is that something that you even knew about, say, maybe when you're 19 right now? Is that correct, 19?
Yes, I'm 19 right now, yes.
So, like, when you were 16 or 17, did you know anything about Duke or American college basketball? When did you kind of maybe begin to familiarize yourself with, these are the teams, these are the good teams, and all of that?
Yeah, I think 16, 17 is a good age point of my life where, like, starting to watch college a little bit, or just get to know it through social media. I think it's also when so Zion was playing at Duke, where I got to know, like, okay, Duke is good, Kansas is good. I don't know, like Arizona is good. Just seeing something on Instagram or Facebook. What teams are in college and good, and just who are popular, I would say. But I never thought about it more than a quick second, because it's just tough for me to watch the games, because it's just the time difference is more than 6 hours, depending on where in America. But I definitely knew a couple universities.
Now, when you play for a guy like Pablo Lasso, who obviously coached Luka Doncic as well, does he talk about that a lot? Does he tell you, does he frame a lot of his teachings around players he's coached like that who have been successful?
I would not know. I would not say. He would only say an example. I also played with Dino Radonjic at the same time, and he was the same age like I was when he was playing for Pablo. And he said, look at him, how he did it. That's your role going to be on the team. But no, I mean, he just said, whatever he thinks of me as a basketball player, whatever my role is going to be, XYZ, and that's basically it. But he didn't really template somebody to me.
How about your parents? Were they able to watch that game against Florida?
In replay.
Oh, they watched it on replay. So what did Dad have to say? What did he say after he watched it?
He was happy that we won. Just happy that I'm getting along with everybody, playing in a big stage. And it's a little tough for them being so far away, because my first 18 years I was with them almost all the time. But no, they was happy about it for sure.
How do you deal with do you get homesick? How do you deal with that?
No, I don't get homesick, because I know my goal is to play basketball here.
Yeah.
And to make the next step, I have to do this, so I don't really get homesick.
And did you live on your own when you were playing with the club? Did you live on your own, or were you at an academy living there by yourself, or were you living at home when you were playing with Bayern Munich?
Yeah, I was 2 years at an academy,
okay,
and then I moved. So yeah, I was living alone a little bit.
So that gets you ready for a situation like this.
Yeah, for sure. But also back there, 1 hour with the car and you're at home. Here, it's 12 hours on a flight, and then you're maybe gonna make it.
And who knows with the situation going on and all the air traffic controllers being out, but that's another story. So, are the parents going to get here at all this year? Are they going to be able to come to the United States at all this season? Do you know?
Yes, my parents are going to come around Christmas time.
Awesome.
We're going to celebrate the New Year's Eve and, New Year's together. And, yeah, it's going to be a nice time.
Has anybody adopted you here in Tucson in terms of, having you over and making sure you're well fed and all of that? I know that Moteus has a family that he routinely goes and hangs out with.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much cool with everybody on the team, managers, coaches, and we hang around sometime, play some cards, just watch some basketball or football. I feel like I'm home here, but nobody can replace real feelings. You know what I'm
absolutely. What's the card game of choice?
I would say Uno.
Uno.
Yeah.
All right. Who's the best?
Me, of course. Come on.
He's a freshman and he's already beaten the seniors at Uno. Yvonne, we appreciate you taking a few minutes to join us. Continued success. Best of luck against Northern Arizona.
Of course. It was a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Ivan Karchinkov, freshman forward out of Munich, Germany, born in Moscow, Russia. A freshman who, shown an ability to shoot the ball so far here in the early part of his collegiate life.
Showed the ability to do a little bit of everything. DK.
Yeah, he's going to be. I think he's going to be a player for sure. He's going to be. He's averaging 29 minutes, which like I said before the first game, I wasn't sure if that was going to be the case for this young.
The 19-year-old freshmen who started playing semi-pro ball at 12 built a little bit differently than the average 19-year-old freshman in college.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's crazy. Crazy that you were at a club when you were 12 years old and with a senior team at 16. But yeah, that's we need more guys like that. We need more guys, seasoned guys like that.
Look, if you're 12 and you're going up against the 16, 17-year-olds, and then you're 16, 17, you're going against mid-20s guys, DK. I mean, that's how you get better. That's how you get toughened up. That's why Reggie Miller is the best shooter of all time, one of them, because he could never get a shot up over Cheryl.
Exactly.
Right? So when you're like a couple, 3 years younger, you got to go up against much stronger, more physical, and more, skilled players. You're only going to get better if you get a passion for the game and you keep practicing every day and you go up against those more veteran players. It's only going to hone your skills.
Yep. Ivan Karchinkov, check him out tomorrow night. Tip off at 7, Arizona and Northern Arizona. Dragon Ball's getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. We have those I-10 ramp closed to be mindful of here. The westbound I-10 Irvington on and off ramps remaining closed, but traffic can utilize the new on-ramp, allowing drivers access to the westbound I-10 at Alvernon. And the westbound I-10 Ajo Way on-ramp remains closed right now as well. For your weather, we're currently sitting about 83 degrees. We'll be getting down to 67 once we hit 9 o'clock. I'm Dragon Ball with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by eBay. Swapping out your tires? There's nothing like it. With eBay, you find the feel you're looking for, from smooth highway rides to grip for rough terrain. Get all the tires you need at the prices you'll love. eBay. Things people love.
AutoNation Honda Tucson at the Auto Mall is your premier automotive destination in town. Explore the new 2025 Honda models and extensive collection of pre-owned vehicles. Experience no-hassle financing and our no-haggle one-price selection. Visit AutoNation Honda Tucson at the Auto Mall today.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Yes, it's November already. Can you believe it? The year is almost over. So if you've been waiting to do vehicle maintenance, repair, or even a new set of tires, there's great news. November is the biggest rebate time of the year. If you've got holiday travel plans or you're just trying to cross town through crazy road construction, Jack Furrier's has got you covered. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the local's choice for savings, great service, and 14 award-winning locations. This month, you'll save big on all Michelin brand tires. Get back $160 to $220 on the tires Consumer Reporting magazines rank the very best. Like the smooth-riding, long-lasting Michelin Defender 2 for cars and CUVs, or the durable Defender LTX for SUVs and trucks. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care has them all, and they're all on sale with big rebates all month long. Check out jackfurriers.com for details and even more specials where you can make an appointment online, call ahead, or just stop by. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care since 1960. We're here to get you there.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Wildcat fans, Arizona football tickets are on sale now. Join the party at Arizona Stadium all season long as your Arizona Wildcats take on year 2 in the Big 12. There's nothing better than an Arizona football game day, from the tailgating scene to the action on the field. So bring a friend and get your tickets now by calling 520-621-2287. That's 621-CATS, or by visiting ArizonaWildcats.com/FB. And as always, bear down.
Well, it's that time of year. You dress the kids up for the holiday parties, and they hate it. You dress everybody up for the annual holiday card picture, and, well, everybody hates that. You even dress the turkey, and we're pretty sure he's not happy about that. This year, dress up your yard in time for the holidays. Call Dorado Rockin' Materials, and we promise there will be no complaints. Make your yard beautiful and worry-free with their personal service and convenient delivery times. Dorado Rockin' Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
Hey, man. It's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
From offices and warehouses to retail spaces and restaurants, the right lighting transforms your environment. At Arizona Commercial Lighting, we've been proudly locally owned and operated for nearly 40 years. Our extensive inventory of in-stock lighting solutions is designed to meet both commercial and residential needs, with quality, variety, and value you won't find anywhere else. Visit us at 1436 East 17th Street or explore our offerings online at azcommerciallighting.com. Be sure to ask about available TEP rebates. Arizona Commercial Lighting, powering business through precision lighting.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290 is our number. Check in with us. I'd love to hear from you today. We had a chance to chat with Ivan Karchinkov, Arizona basketball, and they're going to take on Northern Arizona tomorrow night. The Lumberjacks coming back to Tucson for the first time in a while. Let's find out what's going on with the Jacks. Pleased to be joined by the man that calls the games for Northern Arizona, Mitch Stroman. And Mitch, glad to have Liam Lloyd graduated out of Northern Arizona so we can get this game back on the schedule. But it was missing during those Liam Lloyd years in Flagstaff. What was your experience with the coach's son up there on the team?
Loved him, and he still has a tangible presence here with the NAU basketball program in spirit. Liam was such a great player, such a great young man, and it was so cool to have him. And obviously his dad would come up to Flagstaff every once in a while when he could, obviously when the schedule permitted, for Coach Lloyd to be able to come up to Flag and watch his son play, and that was also pretty cool as well. But yeah, Liam has left a footprint on this program in terms of his spirit, his he's still talked about quite a bit by both the coaches and those of us that are around the program.
Yeah, obviously a lot of different connections with these two programs. Also with Jack Murphy, who was the longtime head coach up there. And just kind of categorize what his legacy was with that school and what he was able to do during his time leading it.
Yeah, and it's not just Coach Murphy. Also, one of your first-year assistant coaches, Brandon Chappelle, was up here as well, or up in Flagstaff, because I'm in Tucson right now, but was also with the NAU program as an assistant coach for Jack Murphy when he was a head coach. So the threads and the connections between Tucson and Flagstaff are far more tangible than just the I-10 to the I-17. There's quite a bit of connectivity between the two programs like that, and it's actually pretty cool.
We're chatting with Mitch Stroman. He is the play-by-play man for the Northern Arizona Lumberjacks. 1-1 on the season. Lost their opener to Drake, winning over Justice at home in their first game, their first home opener Friday night. Same night the Wildcats were able to win. What type of squad do we have coming in here this year with you guys?
Well, it's a new squad, to be perfectly honest with you, just like it is for a lot of mid-majors and even some of the power teams in this day and age of the NIL and the transfer portal and all of that. You sometimes run into roster rebuilds, and that's what's happening with head coach Shane Burkhardt and his staff and Flagstaff this year. We only have 3 returning players from last year's roster, so that means a lot of newcomers. And so the team is quite a bit different in terms of the personnel side of things. But the thing that's a consistent thread from last year to this year is the coaching staff. Oftentimes you have coaches coming and going as well, and Shane Burkhardt was able to retain all of his assistant coaches from last year to this season. That's a good piece of consistency to have. And the team looks different. I think the team is bigger. It's more athletic. It's quicker than last year's team, and last year's team was not bad. I mean, we won 18 games, went to a postseason tournament. Both of those things, the most wins and the best postseason tournament appearance in about 10 years for the program. So there was good energy and good stuff to build on from last year, and bringing the 3 players back. 2 of them were part-time starters. So there's a little bit of consistency there. Ryan Abelman and Diego Camposano started, more than a dozen games each last year. So there's that consistency to bring back. But I think overall, honestly, we're a quicker, stronger, more athletic, and longer team than we were last season.
Well, the Arizona Wildcats have had a ton of players come through this program out of Gary McKnight's school at Santa Ana Mater Dei. You guys got a young man, Zach Davidson, that comes out of that program by way of Montana. What's allowed him to get off to a quick start this season?
Well, the man has got just flat-out talent. He's a 6'9", 225-pound sophomore, as you mentioned, transfer out of the Montana Grizzly program. They won the Big Sky Conference last year, went to the NCAA tournament. He was there in Missoula, Montana for 2 seasons, but he only played 16 games. He couldn't really crack into the significant minutes issue. He's a Southern California kid out of Mission Viejo, and he wanted to get closer to home, and he wanted to have a chance to play. And that's kind of the deal right now with these young men, and they see those opportunities. Sometimes it's not just about the money. Sometimes it's about, quality of life and the ability to play Division I basketball. He's a starter here, came out of the gate and dropped 29 points on Drake in our season opener on a neutral court, 21 the other day, Friday, against Justice University. So a pretty impressive debut for Zach Davidson. He's big. He's got good post moves, soft hands, good footwork. He's a strong rebounder, and he's got a chip on his shoulder. He wants to prove that he can play and earn and deserve not just, a few minutes here and there off of the bench, but starting minutes at a Division I program. And, well, 2 games in, looking pretty good. You're averaging about 25 points per game. You'll take that every day of the week and 17 times on Sundays.
And another big man in Arnie, is it Arnie Osenik? Is that how you pronounce that?
It's Osoynik.
Osoynik?
And he's a really interesting player. 6'6", 200 out of Slovenia. He had a couple of years at Eastern Michigan, 52 games there, and started 37 games in the MAC. So he's got the chops, right? He's got the chops. He's got that European physicality that I know folks down here in Tucson are familiar with several players on the Wildcats roster over the years. That aggressive, doesn't take any crap from anybody type of thing. But he's such a positive young man, and he's just so excited to be in a new part of the country. He's soaking that all up, being out here in the West, and he's kind of fun to be around right now, but he's got some moves, man. He's physical. He's a shooter. He can hurt you from beyond the arc, plays solid on-ball defense, and he's strong with the ball. First couple of games as a Lumberjack, 7 assists, 1 turnover. He has definitely been a nice upper Midwest addition to Shane Burkar's NAU Lumberjack roster.
Before we let you go, Mitch, what's key for NAU in this game?
Just believing that they can come down here and shock the world, right? I mean, that's the thing. You gotta have that belief in your soul, in your chromosomes. You can't go and play the 5th-ranked team in the country on their court and just walk in there scared to death. Oh my God, we're playing this great basketball team. Well, yeah, we are, but go in there and believe in yourselves. Go in there and think that you can do this and stand up with the number 5 team in the country that just upset the defending national champs in Florida. Have that mentality, and that belief is the key for any mid-major to take on a big boy out of a Big 12 conference like an Arizona Wildcat, and just be calm with the basketball. Don't try to overplay things, and play the what Shane Burkar likes to call lumberjack basketball. Solid ball handling, good passing, good defense, good rebounding, and see what happens.
All right, Mitch, I'm going to let you say hello to our lumberjack, David Amata, real quick here before you head off.
Hey there, Mitch.
I know, Dave. Hey, David, how are you? Great to hear from you, man. Great to hear from you, brother.
Always good hearing you, Mitch. I'm glad to see that got the basketball series back up and running, and get to hear from you again.
Amen to that. There's nothing better than these schools playing each other in Arizona, David. I think it's great for the programs, both of them, and it's great for Arizona basketball, and it's great for developing the sport and showing that, high school players in Arizona, there are options for them at the Division I level, and they don't have to leave the state. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, no, and don't think I didn't notice that. The minute that the U of A takes on NAU, all of a sudden we get reports that Mount Lemon's going to have some snow potentially this weekend. I think that's a little bit to do with those Flagstaff guys coming down here.
Yeah. What the hell is that all about? We get down here, it's 85 degrees. I've got my shorts on. Coming from Flagstaff where it was like 55 today, and I'm hearing about snow up on Mount Lemon. What is going on around here? I love it.
It's a late winter.
That's Arizona right now, man. That's Arizona. My wife was born and raised in Tucson, and so I know the old Pueblo very well, and it never surprises me when things like that happen.
Mitch, have a great call.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Mitch Stroman, he is the play-by-play man for the Northern Arizona Lumberjacks, both football and basketball. Football team's doing pretty good this year. They're 6-4. Dragon Ball. You got to be happy about that. They were on national TV.
Yes,
a couple weeks ago. Again, unfortunately they lost that game to Idaho.
It's that's what happens. Sometimes you get the big national game, and sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But hey, national broadcasting. I mean, like Mitch said, getting a lot more exposure for all the Arizona schools and letting kids know here in the state of Arizona, there's a lot of options for them. But more importantly, it's going to be a good matchup tomorrow to go and see the Lumberjacks and the Wildcats hit the hardwood.
I would like to see a game. I've never seen a game in that dome up there. I would love to go see a football game there.
Oh, it's very fun. It's very fun. I remember running on the field my freshman year. That was a very fun time.
Oh, it's a field crowd storm there?
Well, no. They had the running of the freshmen.
Oh,
so
they
let
the
freshmen run out on the first game of the year.
Oh, wow.
At least they did when I was there. I don't know. They may have changed that.
Okay, we'll see if that's they still got that going. Is there video of that anywhere?
No.
We can spot you running on the field.
I know that there's video of me storming the court when they had the MITs there in the Sky Dome. I know that they got video of me on that.
MIT came to play?
No, well, it's not the NIT. It was
NIT. I thought you said MIT, like Massachusetts Institute of Technology. I didn't even know they had a football.
I'm not sure if it was the NIT tournament or the one directly underneath that, but it's one of those. It was one of the basketball tournaments that we had. And, NAU had a pretty good run getting all the way to the championship game while I was up there, but I got caught on the court a couple of times on camera.
Nice. That is fun. There's nothing more fun than storming a court when your college basketball team
I've never rushed
wins.
a court in my life.
Never?
No.
I've not done it either, but I was there the night. My senior year, we ended like a 7-game losing streak to UCLA, and I watched the fans storm
I've
the
been
court.
you're a UCLA Trojan fan, or used to be, and you're a Lumberjack fan, but I've been an Arizona Wildcat basketball fan since I was 5, and they've been good since then.
Right.
And so it's like you kind of act like you've been there before. I've been at McHale for a lot of upsets.
Yes.
I've never seen anybody rush the court because they expect the upset.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I've been here 18 years. I don't know that I've ever seen a quote court storming.
It's been a long time since McHale's had a court storming. That's for sure.
Yeah. Who would we need to beat to do? Well,
It might have been
maybe
the
if they'd have beaten
McMiracle
Duke.
at McHale was probably the last time.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
fans
the
got
McMiracle
involved.
probably.
Oh, the one where Dad pulled you out early.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't even think they had TV cameras back then, hadn't been invented. So we'll never know. There's no footage of it.
All right, Dragon Ball is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together, sponsored by Bet365. We have a crash on the I-10 westbound right now. There's a guardrail damage right now over at near Valencia Road at milepost 267. Be aware of that if you're traveling down the I-10 westbound. Also, we have a crash reported over at East Irvington and Benson Highway. A lot of slowdown here at Irvington, so try to avoid that spot right now if you can. For your weather, currently sitting at about 79 degrees right now. Again, we're continuing with that cool down before finally we get down to 67 here at 9 o'clock. I'm Dragon Ball with you, Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Staples. Have an easy holiday only at Staples. Save on custom cards and custom wrapping paper. Great gifts, plus shipping supplies and services to get your packages there safely. Don't miss out on the latest laptops up to 45% off. Staples, that was easy.
This sports report is brought to you by Bet365. When it comes to sportsbooks, Bet365 has it all. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be located in Arizona.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Question: why would you shop anywhere else for your favorite tobacco products if you can save up to 40% at Tobacco Barn?
I don't know.
Why? If you can save by paying no state sales tax and no city sales tax because Tobacco Barn is on the reservation.
I don't know what to make of this. I don't know what to say.
Plus, save an additional $3 off with a coupon at TobaccoBarnTucson.com.
I don't know how I missed that before.
What is happening? When you shop at Tobacco Barn, save up to 40%. That's 40% off your favorite tobacco products. You won't pay any state sales tax or pay any city sales tax because they're on the reservation. And save up to another $3 off with a coupon at TobaccoBarnTucson.com. Just our way of saying thank you for your business. Shopping anywhere else is kind of crazy.
I love it! I love it! I love it! Come on, Jerry. It's time to go back to your cell now.
Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway just south of Valencia. Check TobaccoBarnTucson.com.
At Boot Barn, we believe that the cowboy boot is an American icon. Today's boots are not only rooted in history, but are enhanced with modern technology features for the working cowboy. Ariat boots are built with advanced technology that provides the comfort and support of a high-performance athletic shoe, yet still has the functionality and durability of the iconic cowboy boot. And at Boot Barn, we carry over 250,000 pairs of Ariat boots nationwide. Ariat at Boot Barn.
life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/music. That's ethos.com/music.
Every day is a balancing act, with work, family, goals, all asking for more. It helps to have tools that meet you at every step and a team that will always be by your side. We're ICCU. We're a credit union that has been helping members achieve financial success since 1940. In fact, we put member success first, one by one, year after year, for 85 years and counting. Now, we're here for you, Tucson. Join us, ICCU.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
At Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, we know your home is more than four walls. It's where family gathers and comfort matters most. During the month of November, with the purchase of a new HVAC system, we'll include a free water heater or take $1,000 off your installation. It's our way of helping keep your home cozy, efficient, and worry-free. Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, where home wellness begins.
Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
This is Zach Gelb with the Sports Minute. The New York Giants have fired Brian Daboll as their head coach, Joe Shane Romaine as general manager, and will lead the search for the next head football coach of Big Blue. And many names will be speculated to replace Daboll, including Bill Belichick, Joe Brady, Mike McCarthy, Cliff Kingsbury, Lane Kiffin, Clint Kubiak, John Gruden, and many more. But my first guess is that Chargers defensive coordinator and Jim Harbaugh disciple Jesse Minter will be the next man for the job. I'm Zach Gelb.
Find what you love and love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, find what you love only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly, B21.
Sports fans, listen up. 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer, and bladder leaks can be a side effect. That's why Depend is teaming up with the Prostate Cancer Foundation to encourage screening. Because health is a long game, and it's yours to win. Now here's the cool part. Through November, Depend is contributing up to $300,000 to prostate cancer research by donating 25 cents for every purchase of Depend shields, guards, and Real Fit products. Void in Mississippi. Learn more at depend.com.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Final segment of our show today, but we've got much more coming up for you when we are done. It's the Brent Brennan Radio Show live from the Union Public House at 6:05. Brian Jeffries and the head coach will talk about the big win over Kansas. There was a little bit of controversy at the end of that game. Well, it was before the Wildcats game-winning drive. The Jayhawks were faced with a 4th and 2. You remember there was a running play, and I think it was Jabari. It was either Jabari Man or Myron Robinson. I can't remember off the top of my head which player it was who basically hit and dislodged the ball from Jalen Daniels, and it was a fumble, but Daniels was able to recover it. And then he apparently was ruled injured. It was Myron Robinson was the one that jarred the ball loose. He was ruled injured and had to come off the field. And so he was not eligible to come back in for that 4th and 2 play. So the likely if Jalen Daniels, or at least this is what the head coach said after the ball game, Lance Leopold said after the ball game, that the reason they attempted the field goal there, the 30-yard field goal, was because Jalen Daniels was not available to be on the field for that 4th and 2 play. So that is a decision that came under a lot of scrutiny in the Kansas fan base about how that went down, why even if Jalen could not get back out there, that you still didn't go for it on 4th and 2. Because if they get that 4th and 2 with 2:39 to go, they effectively probably can kill the rest of the clock, or at least run it down to where it would have been very difficult for the Wildcats to do a whole lot of anything coming back the other way. But they attempted the field goal. The field goal was missed. And the rest is history as the Wildcats went down on an 8-play, 80-yard drive in 2 minutes and scored the go-ahead game.
There was more contention in that exact same segment. There's pictures of the U of A lining up for that field goal, and they got 7 guys on one side of the ball, and apparently you're not allowed to do that. So for that field goal attempt that they missed, if you look at the formation, that's all I heard. Like, yes, I heard some people saying, why don't you go for it there on 4th and 2 and salt the game away? But on that actual field goal attempt, that was his first miss as well.
Yeah,
right?
first miss of the season.
Yeah, but apparently, I mean, I wasn't actually looking at the TV during the live play. I was in the kitchen at the time, but yeah, apparently some pictures from behind the end zone of the snap and the formation of that. Some other Kansas fans had some issues with that.
And so the Wildcats actually did take a timeout there prior to that kick, but apparently that even the Wildcats taking time out there does not permit, or a timeout at all, whether it's the offense or the defensive side, does not permit the injured player from coming back out onto the field. He has to be out of the game for one play.
Yeah, and that's a smart, because that's about, guys faking injuries and laying down and stopping the clock, like that whole thing, right?
Yeah.
That's where that comes from.
Exactly. So, again, it was, I mean, there were a multitude of things that went down in that game when you talk about the fact that, Noah Fafita threw what appeared to be a pick six that was negated because there was a holding call on Kansas. There was another instance where, like I said, he threw an interception, or appeared he threw an interception, and the ball hit the ground as the defender. That was the one that went through Chris Hudson's hands, and the ball hit the ground as the Kansas defender was trying to grab it. So they got away with one there. I mean, so there were a bunch of. I mean, there were several people who didn't necessarily think that was holding on the call that negated the pick six. I thought it was. I mean, I looked at the play and it looked like holding to me. I mean, I've seen worse holding, and I've seen better holding.
I think
it was holding.
The question is, like, you could call holding on every play.
Yeah.
Do you call it there? But whether or not it was holding, I think there's no question.
Right.
And you know what I remember, DK? I remember Arizona football getting a stop when they needed to, and I remember Arizona football driving the ball down the field in winning time and scoring a touchdown on 2 consecutive runs and getting a much-needed fourth-quarter comeback after being the victim to such a exact same scenario on the other side 2 times this year. So that's my memory of that game. It was just a huge win. You can always nitpick one play here, one play there, one referee's decision, one offensive coordinator's call on one play there. But at the end of the day, all the plays throughout the game add up to the game itself. And that game, I will remember nothing but Noah Fafita driving his team down the field for a touchdown to win the game.
Yeah, we were talking after the game. So Noah has had, I wasn't sure if that might have been his first game-winning drive in the fourth quarter. He has had some other game-winning drives, but this is really, in fact, the first game he ever appeared in. You'll remember the game at Stanford. They went down, and he didn't start that game because it was the game in which Jaden Delore got hurt.
Yeah, he got hurt early in that game.
Yeah, no, it was I think it was in the third quarter.
Oh, was it?
Was when Noah came in to that particular game, and he led the Wildcats down and had a go-ahead touchdown in that ball game, which they were able to win 21-20.
And he never gave the job back.
Yeah, they scored with. They scored to take the lead with almost 7.5 minutes to go.
That's a good question. What's a comeback? Under 3? Under 5?
Well, I mean, to me, a fourth quarter comeback is a fourth quarter comeback. But this, I think, was the first where they scored in the final 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
When
they really needed a touchdown.
Really needed a touchdown.
And how that all played out. Missing the field goal, they would have gone up by 6, right?
Yeah.
So the fact that Arizona scored the touchdown, Kansas had to come back. They couldn't tie with the field goal. It was a perfect, scenario for the Arizona Wildcats. Pretty much worst case scenario for the Jayhawks.
Yeah. I mean, there was the game in Colorado a few years ago. They were trailing that game going into the fourth quarter, but they scored 5 seconds into the fourth quarter. And tied the game, and then he led them on the drive down to kick the game-winning field goal to beat the Colorado Buffaloes a few years ago. So Noah's had several instances where he has engineered some late dramatics to win football games, and that's what you want. I said on Saturday night, that's what you want from a quarterback. You want that quarterback who can get it done when the game is on the line. And Noah has shown now on a number of occasions that a tight game, he can if he has the ball. Again, he's got to have the ball. He didn't have the ball. They said they came out and they said if we'd gotten him the ball back against Houston, they were going to go down and win that game. But they never got the ball back because Houston was able to keep it from them. BYU maybe one more opportunity. They weren't able to get it done that time in overtime, but he has shown that he's got that ability to be able to win you games.
Also, huge kudos obviously to Coach Gonzalez's defense to get that ball back for the Arizona offense, right? Because it looked like the way Kansas was moving the ball on that final drive, it just kind of looked like they were going to salt the game away and have possession of the ball, DK, when the final seconds ticked off. So huge to force that 4th and 2.
Yeah, that fumble. That fumble by Myron, because he's on his way to getting a first down there.
Yep.
And Myron slugged him and knocked that ball out. So, and that's another young guy that's kind of come on as this season has gone along.
Sounds to me like there's a lot of game balls going to be passed out in the next few days.
We'll pass out. We won't pass them out tomorrow because of basketball, but we will be back with our Wildcat Breakdown on Wednesday, live from Showtime Cards for Wild Card Wednesday. So come on out there to Wild Card Wednesday at Showtime Cards on Speedway, just a little bit east of Craycroft, and see us on Wednesday. All right, let's give you your Casino del Sol replay for today.
The Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
All right, let's hear from we had a chance to chat with the now Coach of the Year, the Collegiate Triathlon Coaches Association Coach of the Year, Wes Johnson, 2-time national champion, Arizona Wildcats head coach today. And I asked him just about this team, this program, and this accomplishment, the 2 accomplishments they've been able to pull off, winning national titles in their first 3 seasons.
Yeah, that started. I had good faith that we could do something special. But yeah, I really didn't know. I mean, we brought together a really, really special group of people that, once I had that group together, that's where that whole mantra came from of why not us? Because, once I got them there, you never know until you get them there, until you see the people in action and meet them and get to know them and develop them. And then you kind of start to know. And once I saw that group, I knew we had something special, and I think we have something special for many years.
What was the attack plan going up to that course on Saturday on how you guys wanted to try to make it happen?
Yeah, we were actually going to go up the weekend before to be on the course a little bit, but we ended up postponing that, going just like Wednesday of the race week, just because half the group went to race world championships a couple of weeks before that in Australia. And the weekend before that was our region championships in Texas. And so they were just kind of exhausted. And I was like, oh man, this is just too much. I don't want to add 4 hours of driving, a week before their race and just focus on, so we simplified it. And I was a little nervous. I wanted them to get on the course, but we got there. We did it on Wednesday, and after just being on the course for an hour, they felt confident, and I was confident that they were going to be ready, and they were. So, yeah, I mean, we showed up and executed, and I couldn't be more proud of them.
That is the head coach of your two-time now national champion Wildcat triathlon team, Wes Johnson.
Today's Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
And if you were not with us, check out that full interview with Wes Johnson over at WildcatsRadio1290.com. He said he's got everybody coming back next year. I don't think they're losing anybody to NIL or going to other schools or anything like that in triathlon. So that's a positive there. So, oh, ho, hum, you'll be expected to win a third championship next year. We got to get that. We got to get triathlon on the NCAA level so we can get those Directors Cup points for that. Because once again, it's awesome. It's great. But this is not an official NCAA sport as of the moment still. So you don't get Directors Cup points for it. You don't get those 100 important points. And the sooner they can get this team quality, get this whole sport up and running on the NCAA level, man, that's the kind of dominance, if Arizona can continue it once it becomes an NCAA sport, where you can push yourself back into the top 35, top 30 nationally in terms of athletic programs when you've got a consistent championship program like triathlon.
And even more importantly, DK, big picture, the more programs that add triathlon to their universities, the more opportunities. I mean, it's such a huge sport in America, always has been. You look at the Ironman, there's tons of Americans who are involved in triathlon around the world. Obviously, you hear a lot about the Olympic, especially Summer Olympic sports, but because this is the ideal training place, not just Tucson, but places like this that are warm weather more often than not and have elevation that you can use to train in elevation, access to water and all that. So it's only a matter of time, DK, before more universities add triathlon. It becomes an official NCAA sport and more opportunities for young student athletes to get to come to a university like this and compete for their schools. So I'd like to see that list grow of the number of schools that are added, and the 8 that make it to the finals, see some more names added, that maybe some more recognizable names that we know, the more the better.
All right, we've got Monday Night Football about to get started here. It is the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles. You can hear that game over on our sister station, Freedom 1400. Pregame is underway with the Golics, Mike Golick Sr., Mike Golick Jr., and kickoff coming up from Lambeau Field in about 20 minutes at 6:15. Packers are 5-2-1. Eagles are 6-2 on the season. These two teams played in the postseason last year, with the Eagles eliminating and ending the Packers season. So head on over to Freedom 1400 for that game. Coming up for you here, we've got the Brent Brennan Radio Show. That's going to be live from the Union Public House here in about 9 minutes or so. So head on up there if you're in the area, and then Panthers Talk will commence right after that. I'd like to thank everybody that joined us on the show today. We had Wes Johnson. We had the Mitch Stroman, the voice of NAU, and we had Ivan Karchenkov, freshman forward for your Arizona basketball team. Pre-game tomorrow at 3:30, Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. Arizona and NAU with tip-off at 7 o'clock. For J.W. Madden, for Dragon Ball, for Cricket, who's off today, my name is David Kelly. That's our time for tonight. Thank you very much for your time. Have a great, enjoyable evening. We'll talk to you tomorrow. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. We have that I-10 Keno to Irvington work still ongoing with Country Club Road under the I-10 closed for the year for widening work, but it will be back open here in the summer of 2026. Meanwhile, eastbound and westbound All-Highway west of Keno Parkway reduced to 1 lane daily from 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. through November the 15th. For your weather, currently sitting at about 78 degrees, continuing to cool down until we get out of the 70s here at 9. I'm Dragon Ball with you, Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Staples. Have an easy holiday only at Staples. Save on top tech and gaming gifts, plus shipping supplies and services to get your packages there safely. Don't miss 40% off custom cards, invites, photo gifts, wrapping paper, and more. Staples, that was easy.
Discover luxury at BMW of Tucson, your premier BMW dealership. Explore our extensive inventory, lease specials, and state-of-the-art service. Visit us at the Tucson Auto Mall or at bmwoftucson.com today.
Hello, everybody. Gary, why are you wearing a... Hold on, Ron.
Every time Gary walks in here wearing some goofy costume, you always say, "Gary, why are you wearing that?"
Yeah, but...
And then it turns into some long-winded story about Alaskifications.
Yeah, but...
Then Gary says something ridiculous.
Yeah, but...
And you agree that an Alaskification before winter is the best way to prepare for cold weather.
Yeah, but...
And how Alaskan AC guarantees no breakdowns.
Yeah, but...
And all it does is encourage Gary to walk around wearing a stupid-looking ski mask that no person in his right mind would get caught dead wearing.
Yeah, but he's wearing my ski mask.
Keeping my head protected, just like the Alaskification protects your heater.
My ski mask isn't stupid looking.
Look who's wearing it.
I choose to ignore that remark.
Because you know another one is coming.
Take off that stupid ski mask.
See?
And that's why you should schedule your Alaskification today.
What did we accomplish here?
I'm not sure, but today is a good day to Alaskify. Schedule now at alaskanac.com.
Every day is a balancing act, with work, family, goals, all asking for more. It helps to have tools that meet you at every step and a team that will always be by your side. We're ICCU. We're a credit union that has been helping members achieve financial success since 1940. In fact, we put member success first, one by one, year after year, for 85 years and counting. Now, we're here for you, Tucson. Join us, ICCU.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the...
Designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your...
Windshield wipers. eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Ready to score a new vehicle? Whether you are looking for a new car, truck, or electric vehicle, at Royal Kia, we know exactly what you want. A quality vehicle at a great price and to be treated fairly. We stand by our transparent online pricing, offer a 72-hour buyback guarantee, and you work with our no-pressure, non-commissioned sales staff. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $589 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus, or royalkia.com.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports. Sunday was jam-packed with college basketball action. Top-ranked UConn unveiled its 12th national championship banner, and then the Huskies dominated Florida State 99-67 to win their 35th straight home opener. Elsewhere, 18th-ranked USC earned a huge one-point victory over number 9 NC State. Jazzy Davidson paced the Trojans with 21 of her own, including the go-ahead layup with 8 seconds left. USC is missing superstar Juju Watkins this season with the torn ACL. But with head coach Lindsey Gottlieb at the helm, the 2-0 Trojans are still a force on the court.
Different people in new roles and opportunities, and that's a lot, to take on, from someone in their first college game to someone in their first time, in a USC uniform, being asked to take on a lot more, which is a great, awesome opportunity. I love coaching us, but I think we've got a lot of growing to do as well, which is exciting.
With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Amy Lawrence on Westwood One.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
Straight Talk knows the best holiday gift is simply saying yes.
Yes, you can stay up late. Sure, more cookies. Of course we can watch that movie again.
That's why we give you real unlimited data, so you can say yes to all of your family's streaming, scrolling, and sharing. And now at Straight Talk, get another gift worth giving, a free 5G phone with select plans. Because yes is the best gift to give.
Yes!
And receive. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
Basketball season is here. Tune in Tuesday, November 11th as Tommy Lloyd and your Arizona Wildcats take on the Northern Arizona Lumberjacks. Our pregame show starts at 3:30 p.m. and tip-off is scheduled for 7 p.m. right here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
At Boot Barn, we believe that the cowboy boot is an American icon. Today's boots are not only rooted in history, but are enhanced with modern technology features for the working cowboy. Ariat boots are built with advanced technology that provides the comfort and support of a high-performance athletic shoe, yet still has the functionality and durability of the iconic cowboy boot. And at Boot Barn, we carry over 250,000 pairs of Ariat boots nationwide. Ariat at Boot Barn.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/music. That's ethos.com/music.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at iccu.com.
This is University of Arizona Wildcat football. And this is the Brent Brennan Radio Show. Each week, the Wildcats head coach talks Wildcat football. You're always invited to join us at Union Public House for great food, football, and some fun. Now, Arizona Sports Enterprises presents The Brent Brennan Show. With the coach, here's your host, the voice of the Wildcats, Brian Jeffries.
All right, welcome back again to Union Public House. Great to have you along on a Monday night. And we're back outdoors again. I mean, this is why we live in Arizona. It's November, and we're outdoors in shorts and shirt sleeves, T-shirt, just having a good time. Great to have everybody along. Thanks for joining us. Back here for a couple of Monday nights before we get back to one more Tuesday and wrap up the season, come up in a few weeks. But the season has now been extended to 13 games, and if 13 is your lucky number, well, you're in luck because the Wildcats will get to play a 13th game, and that is great news after they got bowl eligible, beating Kansas on Saturday. Now we look forward to a trip to Cincinnati, take on the Bearcats, one of the better teams in the Big 12, and it's going to be a big challenge, Coach. I know you guys are up to it, and I asked you earlier today about winning at Colorado and what that does for a team winning on the road, because it's so tough to do, and how they can take that and use this past week as momentum going to Cincinnati.
Yeah, absolutely. I think anytime when you go on the road, it is a totally different experience, and I think for our players, they've never been to Cincinnati.